We're just starting out. We were just chatting a little bit and getting settled. We were talking about some of the papers you may or may not want to use yet because we're going to be using certain ones for classes. And now we're doing a fun little giveaway for whoever gets the count right on all the hidden Mickeys and Minnies in the floral paper that we have. And what's the name of the paper? I forget.
Wonderland of Possibility.
Wonderland of Possibility. Can I have it? Yeah. All right, you got the number? Don't mute it. Don't mute it. Just whisper it.
No, they'll hear.
Well, write it down then. Put it on your phone.
No, my phone is Minnie's.
Oh.
Your phone is right there.
Write it down on a piece of paper. Oh, okay. Here, write it on the phone. I just want to see if Ryan's count is the same as my count. Okay. Hi, everybody. Hello, hello. So that's the giveaway. Really cute little ornament from Cat Paper Love. It's a little rainbow. It's got Mickey ears on it that are golden and sparkly. It's super cute. You guys got to check it out. If you guys don't follow Cat Paper Love, you should definitely follow her on Instagram. Don't show it to the screen. Yes, that's what I got. Okay. So let's see if anybody got that number. Yvette, no. Observer, which is slow, no. Amy, no. Robin, no. Jessica, no. Jenny, no. Nobody got the right number.
Unless we're wrong.
I don't think we're wrong. If you and I got the exact same number, and I know what all of them are, no, I don't think we're wrong.
Okay. Let me count again.
Hold on. Let me do.
No, I think you should,
Oh, you want to do it again? Okay. All right. I have other things to do. So Ryan is going to count again, just to double check. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. For those of you who just came in, we were going over some of the papers that you may or may not want to use yet. And the general rule of thumb, just to go over that again, is just if it's themed to a certain week, because we have the different themed weeks, don't use it yet. Use it for that themed week. Use it for, especially think about using it. We're probably going to use it in that themed week's class, the live Saturday class. So like things like Tinkerbell and the Magical Menagerie, those are obviously classic Disney, which that's next week, the classic Disney movies. So you want to wait to use those for next week. And probably for, I don't know for sure, but I think Mandy's probably going to be using these during her class. I'm not sure exactly what her lesson plan is yet, but she's probably going to want to use it during her class or maybe during one of the activities next week that's happening for the Classic Tales week. So probably wouldn't want to use it right now, right? For the OG Disney week. For OG Disney week, though, obviously you're probably going to want to use things like my Michael and Minerva rodent paper, the little cute little pink paper with the little magical mice on them. That's great to use for this week for OG. Obviously, all the girls in their cute little outfits, I would say that's perfect for using for this week. Obviously, because, we're all like going to the Crafty Fairtytale Getaway and we're all in our Mickey Mouse ears, right? We're all like Mouse Club Mouseketeers. And then on the other side, we have this very like Mouseketeer themed little hat paper. So definitely good for this week, any of the activities and class stuff that we've done for this week. This one too, I think Diz Place, this would be great for any of the weeks, but I think, yeah, definitely you could use this for OG week, which is this week. I'm trying to think, I might have something planned for some of this painted paper when we're doing princessy stuff. So if you do want to use some of this for this week, just don't use all of it. I would leave at least a 6x8 size of it to use for when we're doing Princess Week. Obviously, again, with the cut aparts, you want to pay attention to like, okay, what goes with what week. The little Kitty and Tinkerbell obviously are going to go with Classic Tales Week, which is next week. Snow White would go with Princess Week. So you're probably not going to want to use those till then. Again, the princess paper, obviously that goes with Princess Week. I'm definitely using this in my princess class for Princess Week when we do our little at the ball class, and the same with the poison apples. This is for Pixar Week. We've got the Pixar ball on one side and we've got these cool colored frames on the other, and that's going to be used for an inside out lesson that we're doing for my class for Pixar Week. This is the Crafty Fairtytale Getaway paper. This, I think you could use it anytime that you guys want to use this. I would say go ahead and do that. And then, yeah, this was the castle. I said, go ahead and use that. I'm using it for OG week. I already cut into it, which is this week, you know. And this is the Like a Tea Tray in the Sky. I would definitely say this. We're going to use it for our wrap-up party, which is all Alice in Wonderland, Mad Hatter themed, right? And then here's the specialty paper, which this I'm going to frame personally, but you can do whatever you want with it. Okay, so that's just a good sort of overview of those things because I know people were asking about that. All right, so I'm just going to check the chat again, see if there's any new guesses as to the giveaway. Unless I counted wrong, I don't think anybody's gotten it right. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, I have my printables here too from Mandy's class. I'll put those to the side in case I get a chance to work on that as well. Put that over there. Okay, so let's get started and we can always come back to the giveaway. All right, here we go. And I'll do another giveaway. Like I said, if you're watching this in replay, don't worry about it because I'll do another giveaway for the people counting all the hidden Mickeys who aren't here tonight. All right, let me just check the chat and see if there's any questions or anything. What was the question for the giveaway? Hi, Gemma. So the question for the giveaway for tonight is to go ahead and look at the floral paper, pattern paper, and see, start counting and count up how many hidden Mickeys or minis are in there. So hidden Mickeys and minis, count them up. There's a certain amount, and we're going to do a giveaway to get the number right, which so far it doesn't look like anybody's gotten the number right. So first one to get right. All right. And I'm sneaky with those hidden Mickey and minis. All right. So I've got pictures. I've got printed out pictures to use. And I wanted to show you guys what I did. So, and oh, and this is another, if you just came in, you can switch, guys. You can switch from gallery view to active speaker. There's a button to switch to active speaker. So that's nice and big on your screen. I'm going to go ahead and keep it on gallery view because I want to see all your lovely little faces. But you guys will probably want to switch it when I'm showing you stuff to the active speaker view so you can see my overhead real big of my desk and what I'm doing. Okay. All right. So I want to show you guys this. Ryan, I believe, made this a printable too. This cute little mouse club center piece here. I'll move it in so you guys can see that better. And I think he may have even did a setup where you can even follow along and do the grid just like this. You can do it digitally, or I think he maybe even made one where if you want to just print out the individual pictures and then add it onto a piece of paper like a printable, you can do that too. I'll double check with him. I don't know that we put that up on Mighty Networks yet. Mandy, are you still here? Did we send that to you yet, sweetie? Let me know. I'm not sure if we sent it to Mandy yet to put on Mighty Networks. I don't think we have, but we will send it to you so you guys can go ahead and use that. So what I did is I picked a bunch of different pictures. I'm so sorry. That's pastel crying in the background. The poor adorable puppy. Baby, come here, sweetie. Come here, my love. So I did a little photo shoot with Ryan. We got dressed up as, you know, like Mouseketeers. We did this that same night that we did the kickoff party. We took these pictures and did that little video for you guys afterwards of us, you know, singing to our special little song, making stuff, paper crafts. If you guys haven't watched that video yet, you absolutely need to watch it. It is hilarious, especially all of the blooper outtakes. Robin's giving a big thumbs up. Baby, you can't cry. Right? The baby's crying. Can you please come get her? Sorry. So I'm sorry about that, guys. She's just not getting attention. She wants attention. She might also need to go potty, actually. Okay, so here's that. So if you guys want, you can go ahead and use the printable. We'll get that up for you tonight. Ryan, did you send that to Mandy, this printable?
I don't think so.
Okay, could you go ahead and send that to her so that we
Yeah.
can try and get that up tonight for everybody in case they do want to use it? So yes, so this was us that night. I was doing a lot better then. And we took all these fun pictures and Ryan got dressed up too. And it was really cute little photo shoot that we did, right? And so this is a fun idea of just like ideas of like pictures you can take. There is a whole list of photo ideas of different pictures you can take during the whole month and themed to the different weeks, okay? So I went ahead and put those pictures in a grid. Ryan left a little extra room when he printed this out here on the side. I think it's still maybe a little small, so I might go ahead and just trim it down and add like a little pattern paper actually to the side, so that I'm not cutting into, because I don't want to cut obviously into the punch into the photos when I put it in my album. But I am just going to punch it, use a little pattern paper, and on the side there, and just stick it in my album like that, because I think it looks real cute like that. Okay, and that's going to go as part of this first week, all of the like layout section that I'm doing for this first week. And then I did several other pictures that we printed out. We did this large one. You're 100% positive that that's the right number. Okay, so I miscounted. Okay, I'm so sorry. All right, so let's see who was the first one to get the number right. It turns out, guys, I miscounted, and Ryan is now 100% positive of what the number is. And it looks like only one person got the number right. Wow. All right. Guess who got the number right? Jessica, congratulations. You were the first, and it looks like the only person to actually get the Hidden Mickey number correct. Which, well done. I was wrong. I was like, I was just off by one. One must have slipped by me, but Ryan recounted several times and double and triple and quadruple checked. And he knows what all of them are too. So, because we made that paper together. So congratulations, Jessica. You have won your own cute little cat paper love. I'll see if I can bring it up on Instagram just to show you. And then we'll go ahead and post the picture also on Mighty Networks so you guys can see. But it's so cute. She made. You're welcome. You're welcome. Good job doing that. Counting all of them. Okay, so I will show you on. Oh, there's Blair. Oh, it's kind of hard to see. Can you kind of see it? There's Blair though. It's a cute little rainbow faced guy with cute little gold Mickey ears from Cat Paper Love. Go ahead and go to her on Instagram. You can see she did a post about it on May 1st. And that is what you guys will, that's what you are going to be getting, Jessica, as your special giveaway prize for getting the count right. Yay.
Thank you. It's so cute. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Good job. Okay. All right. So going back to what we were doing. And don't worry, guys, there's tons of giveaways still for the whole month. So, you know, if you didn't get it tonight, don't worry. There's still tons of stuff that we're going to be giving away. All right. Going back to what I was saying. Here is the 6x8 picture that I printed out. That's me, Brian, and Pastel dressed up in our cute little Mouseketeer outfits. That's going to be a whole cute little page. I'll show you how I do that in my journal. We've got some smaller photos that I did in this square. I think it's a 3x3 size. And then I have these 3x4s. And then I have this larger printout, which is, oh God, I want to say like a 5x5 of just me and Ryan being goofballs. And I think is that it? No, there was some film strips. I'll ask Ryan about those. I think I got paint on them the other night when I was painting, but I'll ask Ryan to bring those over as well. And I'll show you guys what I do with the film strip ones. Okay.
Oh, I gotta reprint those.
Oh, can you reprint those right now, baby?
Yeah.
Thank you, my love. Okay. So, before we get started on anything else, does anybody need help with anything specifically? And I am particularly talking about, do you need help with your pop-up? Because I know I messed up on it. Sloan got it right immediately because she's brilliant, but I messed up on it the first night. I know it is easy to mess up on. So if you guys have any questions on the pop-up, you need any help with it, please let me know tonight because I'm here. And Sloan is here too, so she can help you. She also knows what to do as with regards to the pop-up, okay? So that's that. I will wait on working on the rest of the pop-up page, filling it out. And I will go ahead and work on this page, the making stuff page. And so for that, I do have my picture. Let me grab it. So that was this picture that I printed out, the little square. So obviously that's going to go right there. And I am going to pop it up. I'm going to frame it on just some cute pattern paper. And like I said, obviously there's some pattern paper that you want to save, but at the same time, guys, you don't have to save the entire 12 by 12. So here's a good example of that. One of the pattern papers that I thought, oh, this might be cute to back it in would be something like this. I don't know if I'm going to use this, but see how this is the back of the animal paper? That's okay, because right now, if I do end up using it, I'm just going to use a tiny bit of it. It's not like I'm going to use the entire thing. You do want to save at least a good amount of this. I would say at least 6 by 8, if not larger size of this for when we use it next week for the classic tales. Okay. But let's see. Do I want to use that to back it? I don't know what other options I have. This cute little Mickey Mouse ears one. Don't know about that. You know what I think I might use? That's just like simple and pretty. I might use some of this. And this was inspired by Mary Blair, guys. In case anybody doesn't know who Mary Blair is, she's an amazing Imagineer. She was one of the only lady Imagineers that worked at Disney, especially in the early days with Walt and all the other, I think they call them like the 9 old men or whatever. And she's amazing. Well, I'll talk more about her in a second. But as you can see, this is the other side of that like a tea tray in the sky pattern paper. And like I said, you do want to be able to use this when we do our wrap-up party, which is all Alice in Wonderland themed on the very last day of the month. So just don't use all of it. If you're going to use a little bit of it tonight, that's fine. But I would definitely save, like I said, at least a 6 by 8, probably a little bit bigger of this actually. Maybe even an 8.5 by 11, I would say, of this amount. I really, if you're going to use any of this paper, I would say just try and use a tiny bit. Like I'm just going to be using, not that much, not a whole lot. Just a little corner here of it so I can frame it out. So I still have a ton left. And I think that's going to be more than enough for what we plan on doing for that day. Okay, so here we go. I'm cutting into the paper, guys. I keep hearing people talking about they don't want to cut in the paper because it's so pretty. I know it's pretty. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for saying that, because I worked really hard on all of this for you guys, designing this collection, but I did design it for you guys to use. So please, please, please do use your paper, because that's what it's for. That's what we made it for you guys to use it. You can always buy more. Right now, the only option is if you bought a whole other kit, which you could totally do. You could buy a kit by itself. You know, there is that option to buy just the kit, to not, you know, so you don't have to like register and buy it. You can just buy the kit. But if you don't want to do that, if you're like, oh, I don't need the whole kit again, I just want like some of the papers, we will be coming out with a like regular quote unquote regular version of the collection that's going to go for everybody else who wants to buy it, who's not part of the event. Because I want you guys definitely, like, your kid is special, so they're not going to get all of the same things that you guys got in this kit. Once we put it up for sale for normal purchase, it'll be a little different. But when we do that, a lot of the papers will be available to purchase just on their own, so that if you're like, oh, I need like 3 sheets of the castle paper or something, you'd be able to do that, right? And that's going to happen probably sometime next week. Don't quote me on that, because everything always, as usual, depends on like how I'm doing and how quickly Ryan and I can do that kind of stuff, because it is difficult with the way my health situation is. Okay, and then the other thing is, I was thinking of backing this on this. I don't know. Not sure about that. I might want to just do this across from here, but I definitely want to put this on here. And I did not cut this super straight. I am so bad at cutting things straight, guys. I always just, you know, eyeball it, because I hate measuring and that sort of thing. But I am just going to trim it a little, because I can see I didn't cut it all that straight, this little square. So what I was saying though before about Mary Blair, in case anybody's interested and doesn't know who she is, she's an amazing artist who started out as a watercolor artist. Her and her husband went to an extremely esteemed school for artists. I forget what it's called. It's some sort of French name. I don't even know if it exists anymore, but it was in California. I think it was in Southern California, the Chambard School of Watercolor or something like that. And that's where she met her husband, actually, when she got into that school, and she went there. And that's what she thought she was going to do. She thought she was going to be a fine artist. And then it just turned out that that's not what she ended up doing. Her husband and I know him. Her husband and her realized that they just weren't making money off of selling their paintings, you know, being fine artists. They weren't making any money. And this was during a difficult economic time too. I believe this was during the 30s or something. So eventually they realized in like the late 30s, early 40s and stuff, that they needed to do more commercial work as artists. And what they ended up doing, they lucked out, and her husband got a job with Disney. So it was just him, I think, at first that got a job with Disney doing art. And that was considered, you know, like, that was really not fine artist work, you know, especially back then. Disney was still not super well known, and it was, you know, and cartoons were considered very lowbrow art at the time, you know, nothing special. And so funny to think about now. But so he got a job with Disney, and when he got a job with Disney, I don't think Mary had a job there yet. But shortly after he started working for Disney, Walt Disney got the opportunity to go as like a goodwill ambassador kind of thing to South America. Okay. And I think this was like right before the war. Again, don't quote me on that, but I think it was right before World War II or around that time. And the United States wanted to have better allies, I think, in South America. And they knew that, you know, everybody loved Disney, even at the time, even though it was not nearly as big as it is now. Even back then, people loved Mickey Mouse. They loved those cartoons. They also loved Walt Disney because he was the kind of person that was very personable and just got along with everybody. He was very charming, and he was so like creative, and people just liked him, friendly. So they thought he would be great as like a goodwill ambassador, and to sort of learn about South America, and then to help people in South America also learn about America and stuff like that. So he went on this tour of South America with a bunch of other Imagineers, who I don't even know if they were called Imagineers at the time. I feel like they were just, Disney artists. And he went with them. They went on this tour to a bunch of different countries in South America. And when he asked Mr. Blair, I don't remember his first name, to come, the husband said, my wife is also an artist and she's amazing. Like, could she come too? Because they were going to be, part of their trip was going to be, having all these different artists there drawing their way and doing art across South America, so that they could then bring it home and make like a cool sort of movie about it, and they did. I think they made like a few different movies, including like The Three Caballeros and Saludos Amigos, and I think also some sort of documentary too about their trip there. I could be wrong. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on any of this stuff, and for sure. But yeah, so Mary came along. She came along on the trip, and she absolutely loved it. And like I said, I'm not sure if she was working at Disney officially yet. She might have done a few things for them, like freelance, but I don't know that she had like a full-time, I don't think she had her full-time job with them yet at the company. But her husband did. And so they went on the trip together to, South America. And she said that it was like this amazing transformative time period where she got to sort of like open up her creativity and get out of her box, and really, because that world of South America was so colorful and bright, and such a weird mix of colors and patterns, and a lot of the art was very like whimsical, childlike art. Her style ended up changing so much because of that trip. Hold on just a second, guys, because I don't know if you can hear the dog's going crazy in the other room. Rye? You have to close the door, baby. You might have to close the bedroom door too. And can you come turn on the fan, sweetie? I'm so hot. These lights, man.
It's not lights. Lights are LEDs.
Oh, okay. Can you move that light so it's not shining directly into this big one? Can you move it maybe over here? Does anybody have a question or anything? While Ryan's doing this, and then can I have some more to drink, baby? I'm so hot. Thank you. Anyone have a question? Yvette, is there something you want to say? You're muted, Yvette.
Yeah. I just wanted to show people that there was this book that I got from the library about Mary Blair's unique flair. So it's just really pretty. And then it just tells you.
Can you guys, if you want to see that, switch to gallery view if you're not on gallery view right now.
Sorry
So
about the glare.
She's showing it up right now, her book.
And then it shows it's written by Amy Noveski. Not sure. And illustrated by Brittany Lee. I don't know if you guys know Brittany Lee, but she's helped out in Frozen. Is that the?
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it just tells a quick story, like basically everything that you're saying right now about the different work and stuff that she did, and going to Argentina and stuff like that. But it's a really beautiful book and story about it. So that's all I was.
Yes. And Suzanne says she's doing the course for Minnie Lacefield. Awesome. Yay, yay, yay. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah. So you guys, it sounds like some of you guys already know a lot about this too, but she's one of my favorite Imagineers for sure. And it's interesting. I'll show you some books that I have, some concept art books from her as well in a little bit. But it's interesting seeing her old work from before when she was trying to do like fine art watercolor and before she switched to her more like her art that and her style that she's known for, which is much more bright and colorful and childlike, which she was extremely influenced from that trip to South America. And yeah, I think you're right. I think she went to, I know they went to like Argentina, but several other places too. They did like a whole tour of South America, Argentina, like Brazil, like a bunch of different places. And everywhere she went, she just was like so amazed by the beauty of the culture and the art, which is so amazing. Like that's so cool that she was so influenced by that. And that might be part of the reason why I love her art so much. I am Latina. I think I mentioned that before, but I am Latina, I'm Mexican American. And I love that. I love that Mexican folk art and South American folk art look. And I think, and it does have this whimsical, magical feel to it. And I think, yeah, you can definitely see that in Mary's artwork, which is really cool.
I emailed Mandy that grid printable.
Oh, okay. So, and did you also email just the center image too, in case they want that by itself?
Oh, no, not separately.
Yeah, could you email that separately too, baby? Thank you so much.
Andrea, I wanted to show you the Peter Pan. When I went to go see Peter Pan at D23, I mean at the Burbank Studios, and they gave us this, and this is the Mary Blair painting of Peter Pan that she did. And this is a replica that we all got for attending, but that's an actual Mary Blair painting that they gave us a replica of. So that's her, that was her version of Peter Pan.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I love it so much. Okay. Rye, could you hand me my Mary Blair book so I can also share that with? Okay. So Ryan's gonna, when he comes back over here, I'll show you guys one of the concept art books that I have from Mary Blair. And maybe we'll work on something for that tonight, as well as just doing some of this catch up stuff. Okay. All right. This was also one of the things that Ryan and I printed out, which was just these cute little film strips. So here's another fun idea if you guys want to put this in your album. And these are, oh gosh, I don't have my ruler. I'll ask Ryan how big these are, but they're super cute little film strips. And I did do one in color. They're the exact same one, set of pictures, but I did one in color and one in black and white. And I'm going to just sort of overlap them both, I think, like that, and stick them to the side here so that when I open up my little mouse clubhouse, they're a part of this layout. Okay. Who's this? Suzanne is saying that it's 6 a.m. Where are you, Suzanne? I'm in Southern California, so it's only 8:57 here. It's not even 9 o'clock at night. Oh, in the Netherlands. Hi. That's why, sweetie. Just the time difference, obviously. So sorry about that. But yes, thank you for joining us. I don't know if you're just getting up in the morning, but hello and welcome. Okay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep going. Oh, right.
What else?
Did you know how long these are, just so I can tell the ladies? Okay, yes. I'm sorry, baby. Yes, the concept art book, please. Oh, I got this going the wrong way. So just to tell you guys about the film strip ones.
Art and Blair?
Yes, they are 6.5 inches long. Just go ahead and put the other book on the. Yeah, just go ahead and put that there. Yeah. Okay.
And that one too?
Yes, please. So the full strip is 6.5 inches long, and each of the individual photos that I put in the strip are 1.5 inches. And actually, I say I put them in the strip, but Ryan did this for me. I gave him the general size that I wanted and how many pictures, and I printed and I picked out the pictures from the photo shoot. Yeah, I told him about 6.5. So we did 6.5, and then he went ahead and sized them down and printed them out for me. Isn't that so sweet? Okay. Again, guys, if you don't have a Ryan, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry for you. All right. So that's going to go in my layout with my little mouse club. And I'll probably go ahead and start working on that too. Now, there's more I want to do with this, but I'm going to set it to the side just for a second. I'm going to be here and there and everywhere doing some of my catch-up work. But before I start on that, I will go ahead and share with you guys. This is the Art and Flair of Mary Blair, an appreciation by John Canemaker. And it's a gorgeous concept art book that has a lot of just general information about Mary Blair, her early work, starting to work for Disney, going on that trip, being highly influenced by that, also obviously going to the art school she went to, meeting her husband, getting married. A lot of that is at the beginning. And then as you go into it, just some really beautiful work that she did. You can see like when she was in South America, it says 5 views of South America life painted by Mary Blair on location in 1941. Just these like 2 pages here, which is really pretty. And then, so Ryan was telling me that I stuck some ephemera in here. I'll talk about that in a minute too. The ephemera that I printed out and show you guys how I'm going to use that in my album. Okay. And then just to flip through just really quickly, because this is such a beautiful book, and to show you guys, she just does these really cool looking things. And look at this. This is some concept art from Cinderella. There's some concept art from Alice when she's like huge and crying in the room in front of the door with the little doorknob, trying to officially get into Wonderland. Here's some more of Cinderella, looking in the mirror and stuff. Cinderella at the ball out in the gardens with the prince, and her like cleaning at the house. Look how gorgeous these are. I mean, really, this one's one of my favorites too, of Alice laying down in front of the cards. It just goes to show you how they really used these images, right? Like the cards marching and stuff. Those are images. Those are like from the movies. And this was her concept art. And so I'll tell you how the men who she worked with responded to her in a second, but you can see how her art had a direct effect on how the film looked as far as the scenes. I mean, look at that. The walrus and the oysters. This looks pretty much exactly like that one of those scenes with the walrus and the oysters, of him like gathering up the little oysters out from the ocean floor. It's just that obviously this is a very simple concept art painting of it as opposed to the completed one, but otherwise it looks exactly the same. Here's another. This is a good example. It shows you the concept art Mary Blair did up here for Alice in Wonderland of that cute little white rabbit house, and then at the bottom it shows you the actual scene, and you can see how they directly took from her how the scene would look and how the house would look, how Alice would look, how all of that, and the colors of everything, because she was definitely the person that they went to for all of these movies as to what the color palette should be, because she was great at putting color palettes together, interesting, visually stunning color palettes. And then also, this is just some other advertising and freelance work she did that wasn't for Disney. And then this is all information and concept art that she did when she did Small World, which is also really beautiful. And then some stuff that she did for her family. But just really cool book. So, but I will mention this because I sort of mentioned that for a second. The response that she got from the men that she worked with, of course, was not great at the time. She was one of the only women in the office, and they were not very nice to her, as you might expect. And they did not like her art. They did not think she was a good artist. They didn't like her style. They didn't understand it. They didn't understand why Walt kept her on and why he loved her art so much, because he absolutely loved it. He thought that it was very special, which obviously it is. She's one of the only Imagineers that I think most people know her name still to this day, because she was so special and her work does stand out so much. And among giants, because all of these artists and Imagineers, like we love all of this art, obviously, and they're all brilliant. But Mary Blair is definitely one of the ones that stands out the most still to this day, and influences still to this day so much. So many of the Disney movies, you can see a direct correlation between like her work on this short called The Little House that she did like in the 1950s or 60s, and then the movie Up, which was much more recently, obviously, with Pixar. They used that same idea and that same sort of look for that movie. They were very inspired by Mary Blair. But yeah, she got a lot of flack from the guys. They did not like that Disney had hired her, and they didn't want to incorporate her work into their movies. So every time Disney said, "Oh, you gotta incorporate Mary's work in," you'd see her concept art and be like, "Oh, you got to do this, you got to do this." I mean, they would incorporate it a little, but not as much as Disney wanted them to. And, we'd ask them why, and they'd say, "Oh, her work is too flat, doesn't go along with, the style and the standard of art today." This was during like the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And they would say, "Oh, it's not the Disney style," or whatever. This is hilarious because they're talking to Walt Disney about what the Disney style should look like and what it should be and stuff. Sadly, Disney sort of let the other men, that because he'd always have somebody who was, even though he was in charge of the entire company, he did not consider himself a good enough artist to be in charge of like a certain movie or something. He'd have like a creative director or whatever who was the lead artist that was in charge of everybody else. And they'd sort of set the tone of what the movie was going to look like and the art that was going to be used. And sadly, that person would always, when he told them like, "Oh, I want more of Mary Blair's art and her look incorporated," that person would always end up telling Disney like, "Oh no, we can't for this reason, that reason, whatever." And so they always just kept her doing, concept design stuff, and they would use it, obviously, but it was not used to the extent that she or Disney would have preferred in the movies, right? And I don't know why Disney let that happen. It was definitely maybe it just didn't want to upset the guys that work there. I don't know, kind of sucks. But eventually he realized that what he could do so that there wouldn't be that problem is just put Mary in charge. If he put Mary in charge and she was the creative director, then nobody could come to him and be like, "Oh, sorry, Walt, we're not using her this, that, or the other thing for this. And we don't want to go too much with her art or her style or her colors or whatever." Because if they came and complained to him, he'd be like, "Well, that's too bad. Mary's in charge." So that's what he did with Small World. She came back to work for Disney. She had stopped working there for a while, and she came back to work on Small World, and so that he wouldn't have any more issues and complaints from all these guys, and so that it would really look like Mary Blair's art, the finished product of Small World, of the Small World attraction. He went ahead and just put Mary in charge, and I think it was the smartest decision that he made, because obviously Small World is still one of the most beautiful and special and influential rides at any of the Disney theme parks. And it's at all of them. It's one of the only rides, I think, that is at like every major, resort around the world, at one of the parks. Because, every resort around the world has usually at least 2 or more parks, but there's always a Small World, right? So, all right, I'm trying to find the template, which I don't know where it is. I'll have to ask Rye so I can punch holes in my divider. And I'm sorry, guys, if I'm talking, if you think I'm talking too much, I'm telling too many stories about Mary Blair, you let me know. But this is more just this is an official class anyways, we're sort of just chilling out. I'm just going to line this up and punch in here for my divider, so I can put my divider in here because I did not get the punches done yet. So does anybody have any questions or anything about anything? Anything to do with the event? Anything to do with Mary Blair? Anything to do with Disney? I am not officially a Disney expert, but I'm sort of unofficially one, I would say, from just years and years and years of being absolutely obsessed with Disney and Disney art and Disney movies and the Disney parks. So if you guys have anything you want to know or you want to talk about, please let me know. If you have anything you want to add, please go ahead and let me know. You can go ahead and unmute yourself. And or are we all just busy cutting and pasting and, you know, et cetera, and looking at stuff?
I'll unmute myself for a second. This is Sloan.
Hi.
I got Mindy Lacefield recommended this book, the Colors of Mary Blair. It's a catalog from the show that they did in Japan. And so I ordered it from somebody in Japan. They had it on eBay.
Ooh.
And it has like, it's a huge catalog of her art, like just tons and tons of pictures of concept art and finished art. And it's really amazing. So just it's in Japanese, but the titles are in English of what the concepts, you know, what she was working on. But anyway, it's really cool. It's all pictures because it's a catalog of the art show.
And what's it called again, Sloan?
It's called The Colors of Mary Blair.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
It's the only place I could find it was on eBay, and the cheapest I could find it was like $48 with shipping. So it's a pretty big catalog.
You know what? I might need a glue gun. Rye?
The other one that's fun is Mary Blair Treasury of Golden Books. It's all the golden books she did in a book form.
Yay, that is super fun. I love that.
So that one's really cool. And I got this one as a used book for like $5 at one of the online.
Oh, that is really cool.
Or maybe I got it for 19. I can't remember. But it wasn't too expensive like the other one. But it has all the golden books, but they're really big pictures. So you can get really good, you know, pictures of the golden books, which is nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that. Can I have the glue gun, please, baby?
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to use the glue gun to glue that down. All right. So I'm just hopping around here in case you guys are like, what are you doing? Like I said, I'm just trying to wrap up some of these other things. So I'll just be hopping around on those for probably just, I don't know how much longer, because are you guys also just wrapping some things up right now? And the other thing I want to ask is, because I wanted to show you some other new stuff too, because I know this is wrapping up some old stuff that we already worked on for like the party and stuff. So if you guys want to look at anything new, you let me know, because also I have some new things to show you too, and we can work on that starting in a little bit. So you let me know, and let me know what you're working on, please.
Where do you want this?
Where do I want that? I'd like it over here. Can you put it on?
Where to set it up?
That's what I was going to say. Can you put it on the tray? Can you move the ears and sit it on the tray, please?
Yeah, but you won't be able to reach it, would it?
Yeah, right here.
Okay.
So what is everybody working on? Can somebody tell me what they're working on? Anyone?
I'll go off mute again. I'm working on just playing with the gouache, because Mary Blair worked a lot with gouache and I've never used it. So I'm just playing with gouache because that's what we're going to be using with Mindy Lacefield's class. So I'm just seeing how it works and just playing with it.
It is a weird and amazing medium to work with. I love using gouache. I am not a big fan of watercolor. I've always had a hard time using watercolor, and let me tell you why. I'm not particularly good at being patient
Yeah.
in general with things, and you have to be patient with watercolor. And I just tend not to be. So I love working with paint that's got more of a heavy body, a medium to heavy body. So watercolor, I have been experimenting with more recently watercolor doing, I've been taking classes by James Luke Burke, who is amazing.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you guys don't know
He is
him.
amazing.
Yeah. Could you go ahead and mute yourself again? So sorry. Thank you, sweetie. But yeah, Sloan's right. He's absolutely amazing. And, you know, I haven't taken a class with Mindy, but I know James has showed some stuff that he's done based on classes that he's taken with Mindy, because they're all part of just this great community of art journalers. And they like to support each other and stuff, which I think is so great. And anyways, so I have started trying and experimenting different things with watercolor more recently, but it is not my favorite. But gouache or gouache or gouache or whatever you want to call it, I do love that. And what's nice about it is that you can absolutely use it as more of a little bit more of a heavy body paint, or you can use it more as a watercolor, and it will work either way. And it looks really cool. You can definitely make it. You can wet it and make it more of have sort of more of a watercolor look to it, without it being watercolor and without me having to be patient with it. I feel like I don't have to be as patient with gouache. It's a nice sort of in between of, you know, watercolor and something more like acrylic or whatever that has more of a heavy body. So that's why I like gouache. That's my personal view on that. However, I know a lot of artists do not like gouache because it is kind of a pain sometimes. When you want to get certain looks, it can be really a pain to work with. You have to know what you're doing, and you really have to be okay with experimenting with it, because it can kind of decide to do its own thing. Which is also true of watercolor, in my opinion. Watercolor more so. I have a much harder time with watercolor than I do with gouache. I actually think that gouache is fairly easy to use for me. But I know it can sort of decide to be difficult sometimes. Okay, can I also have a Kleenex really quick, babe? I'm just gonna look at the chat really quick. Let's see, somebody is saying, Suzanne is saying, my kids will be waking up and I have together ready for school. Oh, you'll be getting them ready for school together. Okay. Then she's gonna craft all morning. She wants to finish the ice cream. Oh, the ice cream cone. Okay, cool. She loves watercolor. Yay. Yes, you gotta practice with gouache. Yeah. Angela's cleaning up her desk right now and watching. Nice. Thank you, Angela. Yvette's like, I should do that too. She's running out of desk space. And Gemma's working on finishing up her ears. Okay, great. Awesome. Wait, which ears are those? The pom-pom ears that you were working on, sweetie? You did the pom-pom ears, right? Gemma? Yes.
Yeah, I'm working on your ears.
Oh, my ears, my floral ones.
Your floral ones.
Oh, yay. I can't wait to see what you do.
Yep. Just finally made it to Michael's yesterday, and I've been working on them off and on throughout today. So.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
Yay. So I'm gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to be patient and wait for the hot glue to heat up. So I'll just put this aside. It's this is my divider for the Miska Muska Mouseketeers section. I have this. I'll go ahead and just gonna actually move my album out of the way. And you know, I might go ahead and show you guys tonight too how I paint my album and set that up if we have time for that as well. But I'll move it out of the way for a second. Because I know some of you guys went ahead and got the wooden album too. And that's really exciting. Okay, what did I do with this? Okay, here it is. Putting this back on the table. Here we go. Welcome to the Mouse Clubhouse. We've got the big old house in there. I'm going to lay down my film strips like so, I believe. And figure out what I want to put over on this side. Now, I started a pre-recorded video on, I think it was late Sunday night, and I didn't finish it because I've had a really rough week with my health. And, you know, I had some other priority things that I had to do for you guys too, like some printable stuff, and also to do the floral ear recording, and yeah, just other things. So I didn't get to finish it, but I had started a video, and I'll try and put it up for anybody who does want to watch it later from this group or anyone who's not here tonight too. What it is and what it was is I had started a video to show you guys my Pinterest board, my dream board that we did for Magic Dream Board Monday this week, which was your dream board, either Pinterest board, or if you wanted to do a physical board, either to go in your journal or like, you know, up on the wall, like a classical sort of memory board, inspiration board kind of thing. So I did mine, right? I did it actually like a couple weeks ago, but I added a bunch of stuff to it Sunday night, I believe. And I started this video to just show some of you guys my board, to show it a little bit, and to talk about ideas of things that you could do using your Pinterest board. So I love Pinterest because it is just a wealth of inspiration. And what's nice is if you do make that digital board, there's some cool ideas of things that you can do when you to pull from that board. Okay, so I know some of you guys did like a physical thing, and that's fine too. Some of you I think did a Pinterest board and some like, you know, sort of physical page in your art journal. I don't know if I saw that anybody did more of a traditional up on the wall, big like cork board kind of thing. I do have one that I'll show you guys that probably next week sometime. But I wanted to show some ideas of, if you make a Pinterest board, some things that you can do pulling inspiration and ideas from the Pinterest board. So that was that video, and I started on it, but I didn't get to finish it. So I'm going to go over a few of those things tonight as well. So first
Hey,
of all,
Andrea.
yes?
I'm gonna go to bed, sweets, and I just wanted to let you know, since you might not see it in the chat for a couple minutes. So it's
Okay.
Mandy. I'm gonna go to bed, so I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, is there anything I need to do, Mandy, for as far as wrapping up and stuff?
Nope, because when you guys all leave, it'll just close itself.
Okay.
And then I'll
All right,
post a
great.
link tomorrow.
All right. And did Rye get to send you the printable stuff tonight?
Yep, it's already posted.
Awesome. Thank you so much, sweetie.
Yep,
All right. Have
all
a good
right.
night, hon.
Thanks. Good night, ladies.
Bye. Okay. Put this here. And that one there. Okay. So what was I saying? Oh, so I wanted to know who did the Pinterest board? Okay. Robin. Show of hands, guys. Just do a show of hands for right now because I'm looking at the gallery view. Robin did. Yvette did the Pinterest board. Anyone else do the Pinterest board? Gina did it. Sloan did it. Okay, great. All right. Anybody who didn't do a Pinterest board, I highly recommend doing the Pinterest boards when you do the Magic Dream Board Mondays. You don't have to, but one of the reasons that I really like to is because when you go through and you click on all of those things and you pick out all of those images to be like your inspiration and stuff, a lot of them can help you as far as getting cool ideas that you can then use both in your art journal and on a physical board if you're going to do one that hangs on the wall, and for like photo ideas and for ephemera ideas, you know, and for just like art journaling ideas and all kinds of cool things that you can then incorporate into your journal and the other crafts and things that we do during the week, and the photos that we take and stuff like that. So if you are inexperienced with Pinterest and that's why you didn't do it, you can always go on YouTube and go through, like, they'll show you how to do it. I do talk a little bit of that in the video I did, but it's super simple, guys. It's so simple. You go to Pinterest.com, you make an account, you know, it'll ask you to fill out information about yourself, your name, and pick out a password or whatever. And it's super easy. It's like very self-explanatory how to make a board. There's like a big plus sign and you can make a board. It'll ask you to write a name for the board if you're making a new board. And once you type in the name and that you want to save something to the board, it'll save it in there. And then you just keep scrolling and clicking on pictures of things you want to save in there. And you can do searches for specific things like vintage Disney or whatever and save from there. And you can look at my Pinterest board and Sloan's Pinterest board and Robin's Pinterest board and Mandy's Pinterest board and save from there all of our Pinterest boards, different images that you want. And so I'm going to show you one of the things that I did. So switching gears a little bit here, but I'm going to show you how I use that right now with what I'm working on. These were some of the ephemera pieces, vintage ephemera pieces that I printed out from my Pinterest board or based on my Pinterest board. And I'll explain that really quick. Some of these images are directly pulled from the Pinterest board. I literally like saved the image from the Pinterest board and then we printed it out on the printer. Okay. There were some other images that were on my Pinterest board that I wanted to use as ephemera pieces that were too small. Because some of those images on Pinterest, they're just meant to be for digital purposes and they're not meant to be printed out. So they're tiny. And if you try and print them out, especially at a certain size, they'll get real pixelated and they won't look great. Yeah, exactly. Angela's like, free printables. Exactly. Okay. So what you want to do, if it is too small, there's a couple options. This was really small, obviously, right? This was one of the things on my Pinterest board. It was really small. I couldn't make it big. So what did I do? I just printed it out really small. I printed it out really tiny because I thought it could be cute as a tiny little printable to go in my journal, right? Some things can be cute if you want certain things to be, because you want different sizes of things. So this, I didn't need to be huge. So I went ahead and printed out a teeny tiny one, right? Same thing with this guy. He's little. I kept him little because I couldn't make him any bigger, right? But then there were things like these, here we go, like pictures of Annette Funicello and some of the other Mouseketeers, that the option on my Pinterest board, the one that I had saved to my board, was again just teeny tiny itty bitty, and I wanted a bigger photo. So all I did was I Googled on just regular Google search. Oops, sorry, I'm shaking the camera. Just regular Google search. I Googled Annette Funicello or Mouseketeer or something like that. It pulled up a bunch of photos, including some of the ones that were on my Pinterest board or similar to the ones that I had saved onto my Pinterest board. And they were the right size. There's an option to look when you Google search things, when you Google search images, in the top left-ish side, there's going to be a bunch of options. And one of them is going to say like search tools or something like that, settings and search tools or something. If you click on that, there's an option to look specifically for different sizes of images, and it'll say like large, medium, small. I always click on large, and then it'll bring up only images that are of a large size that are better for printing out. Okay. And so that's what I did for those ones. But other ones, I did just directly save from my Pinterest board. And most of them were pretty small, so I made them fairly small size. But a lot of these, like I said, I didn't need a bigger size, so it wasn't a problem. And then the ones that I did need a bigger size, I just did the Google search and I searched for large photos. But they were based again on the pictures that I had already saved to my Pinterest board, right? So here's some different things that I saved. I saved this cool little like Mickey Mouse sketch thing from my Pinterest board. I saved this cool little Mouseketeer certificate from my Pinterest board. This cool special guest card. How cool is that, right? Here's a little image of the official Mouse Club with like all of the, like sort of a yearbook style of the pictures. There's a cute little image of the Mouseketeer image. I saved some art, some cool artwork from different Disney artists that do things for like Wonderground Gallery and stuff. And these were saved onto my Pinterest board. And I just printed them out at various like smaller sizes because they were smaller. Again, not a problem. There's some other cute little fan art and stuff. And these are all from my OG Pinterest board for this week. So it's all the OG characters and Mouseketeer stuff, right? Because that's what we're looking at for this week. And just to show you. So this is the stuff that I printed out, and then you'll see I have a couple. I have copies of these photos because I actually wanted these vintage photos to have that like white border, so I just printed them out again, actually with the white border. And like I said, I had photos like these on my Pinterest board, but I had to do the Google search to get so I could get the larger size. Not a problem though. But they are based on what was in my Pinterest board to start with. And obviously these aren't all of the images for my Pinterest board. My Pinterest board is huge now. I've added so much stuff to it. But these are some of the ones that I wanted to print out to use as ephemera. So that's one option, which Angela mentioned. And I was going to say to you guys, like, this is great. This is great just for ephemera, just for die cuts to put in your album. You can use these to embellish, which I'm going to do. I'm going to, for this layout piece that I'm doing with my little mouse club, you know, not that one. Maybe that one. That would be really cute. Official Mouse Club house. How cute is that? Maybe the little certificate one might be cute on there too, just to add some cute little, and maybe the special guest one would probably just to get some cool looking stuff on there. That is actual vintage ephemera. You know, so I'll just play around with these and see like, what do I want to add here that I think will look cool on my page from all these like cool little ephemera pieces that I saved from my Pinterest board. Oh, shoot, is my phone, my camera going dead? Hold on a second, guys. Let me see if I can fix that for you. Hold on, excuse me. Sorry, really up close with me. If you're looking at the gallery view. Oh, no, and that's not plugged in. All right, that's going to be an issue. All right, I'm just going to call Ryan right now to tell him that the computer is dying and I really needed to plug it in so that we don't have any issues with it. So, all right. Oh, shoot, his phone. I'm using his phone for the other camera. Okay, hold on a second, guys. I'm going to put this on mute because I'm going to have to yell really loud right now. Right? Oh, wait. Can I put it on mute? I don't know if I can. Shoot. Well, that's not good. All right, guys. Give me a second because I'm not sure what to do. I need to call for Ryan, but I don't want to like scream in your ears. And he's got the machine running, and this is what happened right now when I tried to pull on the cord. I didn't pull it out. It turns out, look at that, cord is unplugged. So I can't plug in the computer right now, and I really don't want it to die on you guys. Ryan, please hear me. Ryan, hello, caw. Meep, meep. Okay, great. And the computer's dying.
Oh, okay.
And that is unplugged, so that's not useful. Oh, is this not the one that's not working? Is that one?
No, I got rid of that.
Oh,
You
okay.
need this. Yeah, you need this.
I need that part. Okay.
Are you still
Sorry,
live?
guys. Yes,
Sorry, how long have you been calling for?
not that long.
Okay.
But I was really concerned because you had I could hear the machine going. And then I tried calling you on my phone, and I realized that's not useful because I'm using his phone as the overhead camera. So not at all in any way useful. Okay. So what was I doing? Oh, okay. So I was talking about how we were going to use the ephemera from the Pinterest board. Now, in addition to that option, okay, in addition to using it as ephemera, one of the other things that I wanted to talk to you and show you. Oh no, I think the phone moved. Oh, the phone flipped orientation. Can you fix that, babe?
Yeah. Oh, because of the call?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. If you're on active speaker and you've noticed that the orientation has flipped on my desk. We'll fix that in just a second. We're trying to get plugged in and set up here
You should be charging now.
so there's no issues as far as like the computer dying. Okay. In addition to using the pieces as pieces of like as embellishments, ephemera and die cuts and stuff from the Pinterest board, the other thing that I wanted to show you was, and the reason why I printed out this stuff that was more like
Good.
this like fan art, yes, thank you, baby.
Yeah.
Disney Wonderground artist kind of stuff. There's a couple different artists here. There's this one. I can't think of their names. I'm sorry. I'll have to look that up later. And then this one, right? Two different styles. I love them both. But I was thinking, especially, I would really like to do something like this right now in my journal, inspired by this art in my journal. And so I'll work on that tonight too, because you probably don't want to just spend all the time looking at me catching up on my Musketeer week 1, day 1 stuff. So I'll start on that in a minute, but I wanted to show you that's where that came from. That's where that idea that we're going to work on right now came from. I was on my Pinterest board. I saw this art. It inspired me. I'm going to make something cool out of it. So that's another way that your Pinterest board for your Magic Dream Board Mondays can help you to do cool and interesting things during the week. Okay. And then the other thing that I did was I printed out some of these sketch stuff because I also was thinking it might be nice to include my own sketches of OG Disney characters for this week. And I might do that for every week. So I'll maybe we'll go over that tonight. I'm not sure. I don't know if we'll have time to do both of these things tonight. But we'll go over one of those things tonight. So those are both like drawing ideas from the Pinterest board, as well as like just actually using this as ephemera. And then another thing, and a big reason why I printed out these big old Musketeer pictures is in addition to just using them in my album and being inspired by looking at them on my Pinterest board and stuff, I thought it would be cool to do a photo shoot kind of thing this week, which obviously I didn't get to it yet. I might do it late tonight. We'll see how I'm feeling after we're done. which is why I'm in my cute little red polka dot outfit. I'll probably just curl my hair. I already did my makeup, and I'll put on my ears. And after we're done tonight, if I'm feeling up to it, I'm going to do a few pictures, and I'm going to do pictures where I try to mimic some of the ideas that I saw in these cute Mouseketeer photos and the Annette Funicello photos. There's one more picture, which I don't have printed out here. I'm not sure why. I don't know if I misplaced it, or maybe I forgot to have Ryan print it out, but it's on my Pinterest board, and it's of Annette Funicello laying down on her bed with a bunch of Mickey Mouse stuff, like Disney stuff around her on the bed, and also her like record player, which I have a vintage Crosley record player or vintage style one. And of course I have a bunch of old vintage Disney stuff too. And I think she's on her bed with like, maybe with like her dog or something too. And she's like on the, like a phone, and it's just a cute photo of her as like a Mouseketeer at home kind of photo. So I definitely want to do a photo based on that. I'm probably going to do a photo based on this, where she's just, a cute close-up of her and her little puppy. I'm going to hold up pastel and take a cute little picture of her. And I'm thinking about, once I do the photos, putting them next to each other in the album. So like, I'll put the picture of me in pastel next to this one of Annette and her puppy. I'll put the picture of her on her bed next to the picture that I take on my bed. I'll do a picture like this where I'm standing, and we'll probably Photoshop a big Mickey Mouse or something next to me, behind me or whatever. Do you see what I'm saying? And then maybe I'll do a picture of me just doing this weird dance move thing that she's doing. But then I can put it next to these photos. I don't know if I'll end up doing all of them, but it was just another cool way of using the Pinterest board, of getting inspired and using it as far as like to inspire me with photography, and then how I use that within my journal. So that's just another idea of how you can use your magic dream board. Okay. I'm gonna put that stuff aside for a second. Oh wait, do I want to really quick? Do I want to figure out what's gonna go here before I move on? Let's see. Anybody have a question? Let me look at the chat really quick, guys. You can make tags out of them, use them for your layering. Ooh, yes. I print on vellum acetate for overlays, pre-roll shrinky dink paper to make charms. That's brilliant, Angela. I love that. Okay. I printed some of our printables on vellum too. Nice. Need a heart button on this chat. LOL. Thank you. Great idea to journal your sketches. As a non-artist, I'm going to print out photos of the stories I've shared on IG during the event and make in my workspace. That's brilliant. That's great, Angela. That's kind of my journal of things that I'm doing. Okay, great. Love it. Great idea. I'm still not sure what I want to put on this page. I think I might do a combo. Let me switch to my overhead view really quick. Switch to my overhead view. Maybe do that and something in color, maybe from the actual ephemera pack. Where is my ephemera pack? Okay, ephemera pack. And this is fun. Then we can use a combination of the ephemera from the ephemera pack and our cool vintage ephemera that I have here from my Pinterest board. Use my little Mouseketeer hat on there. And what else? Oh, I have the little Miska Muska piece. I have a little one, and then I also have a bigger one too that was printable, but I'll probably use this little one because I think that fits nicely there. And maybe something here at the top as well. I want to use. what do I want to use? That's the question. Where is that other? Oh, it's right here. Let me look. Hold on a minute. Maybe M is for Mouseketeer. Could do that. Or maybe I'll do that down here. M is for Mouseketeer, and then Mouseketeer roll call, I'll probably put somewhere on this page, maybe. Yeah. And then I'll have my journaling across from that. And what else? Okay, I have the little, I don't want that to go on there, I don't think. And then I have this piece. Maybe I'll use this piece. The balloons. Sorry, I'm like looking and thinking. I'm looking and thinking and looking and thinking. Sorry if I'm slow, guys. This is my process. While I'm doing this, again, does anybody have any questions or anything they want to mention or talk about, since, you know, we're having this fun little Zoom hangout right now? It can be about the event, but it can be about anything Disney or crafting or anything you want to talk about, guys, really, because I want this just be fun. Fun times with my crafty ladies. Was that weird? I know I'm very awkward and silly. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. What do we think about that? Do you guys like the 3 little ears there at the top, or do you prefer the balloons? And how come everybody turned off their camera? I'm the only person in the gallery now. Everybody's hiding their beautiful little faces. Thank you, Yvette. There's Robin. You're like, no, don't look at me. Do you guys like, could somebody just unmute themselves really quick and tell me yay or nay on the little,
Oh,
I'm
that looks
calling them
super
bubble
cute.
mouses.
I like that.
You like the bubble mouses instead of the balloons, Robin?
Yeah, because it goes better with the Mickey sketch.
All right. That's
It
what I'm
kind
going
of
to do
like,
then.
yeah.
I'm doing it. I am doing it.
do.
I'm doing what Robin says. That's what we're doing.
This was really
Okay.
helpful. I like that you showed how you print that stuff out from your board and everything. I just wish I had a printer. I don't have a printer.
You don't have a printer? Oh my God, you have to invest in a good printer. If you're a scrapbooker, you got, which you are, you got to invest in a good printer. It makes such a huge difference. And with all the printables from the class and stuff, you got to do it, girlfriend.
Well, I know I usually print them at work because we have like a nice color laser, but like when you send them on the weekend, I have to wait till Monday.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's totally fine. And then I did send some to Kinko's. And they printed them for me, you know. But yeah, it's frustrating. My husband's anti. He thinks it'll be a waste of ink.
No. Absolutely not. Oh my gosh. No, and you should tell him that you'll save money in the end, because then you can print out stuff. You don't have to like buy certain things over and over again. You can just print them. You know, I know a lot of
sneak it at work.
I know a lot of girls that they save some money that way, doing that, where instead of having to buy, you know, like they'll buy one ephemera pack of something from a certain company or whatever, and then so they have the physical one to at least start off with. But then if they want more of it, what they'll do usually is buy, if there's an option to buy it digitally too, they'll buy the digital version too, and then that way they can just keep printing out more, you know, especially if you have a nice printer. And yeah, and for classes and stuff, all of these cool like classes and things to have all those printables and be able to just print them at home and to just be able to print your photos too at home. That was the big reason I got a printer, you know, before I started my business to begin with, to just get a nice printer so that I could print my photos at home and I didn't have to worry about having to send them to be printed or to go somewhere to get them printed, especially with my Crips and everything. It was just too much of a hassle. So I just asked Ryan one day, like, can we buy a nice printer? And he was like, yeah, of course. He wanted to get one anyways. Huh?
Do you have a recommendation for a good printer?
Oh my God. You know what? I'm going to say absolutely that I'm going to defer to Ryan on that, because Ryan will absolutely know better than me as far as like what's a really good printer to get. Because here's the thing, when I asked Ryan, like, can we get a new nice printer? He was great about it. Part of the reason was because he wanted one too, because he had just, this was back in the day when he had just started his photography company. Ryan was a professional photographer for a while. He did weddings and stuff. So even though he didn't technically need it, because, you know, what he would usually do is just send the files. He always would tell the customer, like, you know, we're not a professional photography place too. I'm a professional photographer. I mean, printing. I'm a professional photographer, but I'm not a professional printing place. So I'll send you the photos. And then what you want to do is get them print. There's a bunch of nice companies that I can either do it for you, if you want me to do it for you and have them send everything directly to you, like a nice professionally bound album of your wedding and maybe a few really nice, beautiful, professionally done pictures. And, you know, there are companies that'll frame them for you too, or print on like canvas or whatever. And so at first, you know, he was just doing that. But then when I told him I wanted to get a nice printer, he was like, you know, we should do that anyways, so that when I do like shows and stuff, especially, like, I don't have to necessarily have another company print out samples of my work. I can just print out on whatever nice printer that we get. And so when we do, because we used to do, you know, like the wedding shows and stuff, conventions and things that you would go, the brides would go to get ideas from different vendors and to see different, you know, options for photographers and florists and stuff. So, and also, Ryan liked the idea of us being able to, yeah, print out really nice, big versions of any photos that we liked, that we would take, because we used to do a lot of photo shoots. We still do, not as much as we used to, but especially back then, we used to do all these, we'd have fun adventures doing little, like photo shoot things together. You know, like Ryan would come up with a theme of like a cool photo shoot he wanted to do, and I'd get dressed up or whatever, I'd be his model, and we'd do it. And that was really fun. And that was when I think I had just, right before I got diagnosed with Crips, or maybe right after or something. And so I was doing a lot better than I am now. And I hadn't started my business yet. But yeah, we got a really nice printer, and I'm so glad we did. And so we've always had, and obviously since then we've gotten even a bigger, even nicer printer and stuff too, for all of the you know, professional printing that we do for you guys, for all the 12x12 printing. So anyways, that's that. But I will defer to Ryan on that, because he actually knows. He knows way better than me. And I'll have him when he comes back over here. I'm sure he'll come in here in a little bit. So he's so sweet. He'll come in here, I'm sure, and he'll check on me and stuff and see how I'm doing. But yeah, so that's that. Let me switch really quick and just check.
I'm interested in knowing what printer you guys use for like your high-end printer. I have just a Canon MG 7720, which is just like a pretty basic. I think I paid like $150 for it. And I use just knockoff ink from Amazon, and it works fine. But again, I also really like that I can print whatever I want, and I can print like all kinds of different sizes of different things, because it seems like I'm always buying paper. That's what I'm buying, because I'm always printing so much stuff, because I'm visual and I like to hold everything, especially for
Me
printables.
too.
Like you just want to see everything.
Yeah.
I want to know all my choices.
For sure. So I'm just going to show them really quick, Angela. So if you guys want to switch, if you're not on, I'm going to switch to the overhead view or whatever, speaker view. And so that's that so far. And my cute little clubhouse, which I super love. It just makes me happy. It did not make me happy the first night I tried to make it because I couldn't get the pop-up right. But now it makes me really happy. It's really cute. And with the vintage ephemera and also my ephemera from my ephemera pack and the printables and the film strip. Great. So I'm going to set that aside. So that's just showing you one of the things we did with our ephemera. And now what I'm going to do, Robin, did you have something you wanted to say, sweetie, really quick?
Oh, I was just gonna tell you that I changed the pop-up so that mine opens differently.
Oh yeah, show me.
Whoop.
Keep talking.
Goes like that.
There you go.
So like I open it straight and it pops right up.
Perfect.
And I have my little, those are my little cards that I made with my autographs.
I love it. Awesome, guys. Really well done, Robin. I love what you did there with your cute little pop-up. Okay. Oh, I am actually, before we get started on that too, because I did have Ryan bring the glue gun over here. I am going to lay this down too really quick before we get started on the next thing. Anybody else have any other comments or questions or things that they want to talk about or share? And if you have anything that you're working on that you want to share, just make sure you put your camera on. And if you unmute yourself and you start talking, it will switch to you on the, if you have it on the switch to speaker view. Okay. So if you want to do any show and tell right now, go ahead and do that while I'm gluing my little piece down here for my divider. Oh,
I don't want to do show and tell, but I did want to ask if you guys, we survived week 1. It just feels like, wow, we made it through week 1. And what did you guys think of the pace of the event so far? And what are your thoughts on week 1?
Ooh, these are good questions. Anybody? Anyone? Bueller?
I thought it was fun. I was bummed because I had to go out of town, so I didn't get to watch yesterday. And then it was a little sad that she forgot to record, because clusters are the thing I wanted to really understand better.
Oh.
But
Okay.
I thought it was cool that there's so many, like, oh, come on with the video, like all the different ones you pre-recorded or, you know, coming on it late at night and whatever. I thought that was cool.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much, Robin. Yeah, this is our first time doing anything like this, guys. So we're trying to figure out, you know, how to do it so that it sort of feels like the virtual version of something you would be doing if we had like a real in-person event where we were getting together and people were cropping at different hours of the day and there were different like lessons and activities and things to do. And so we've been trying to use these different options of things of, yeah, like pre-recorded videos, live classes, Zoom crops, all these different things to have. So you guys have different options too. I know different people prefer different stuff. And and hopefully it feels really like this fun retreat that's a virtual version of something that you know, but that very similar to what you might be doing if you were actually live at like a cool retreat, scrapbooking retreat somewhere. And this one obviously is more special because it's Disney themed, and we're all sort of pretending like we're going to the parks and we're going to these magical worlds, and we're part of a mouse club where we're all Mouseketeers. And I'm so excited to, you know, this is all OG week stuff. I'm so excited for next week too, and the weeks to come, where we have some really cool immersive things planned as far as like talking and thinking about being in worlds like Neverland and like Wonderland, and you know, going to the Princess Ball and meeting your fairy godmother and things like that. So that's really exciting. I'm really excited about that. Okay. Anybody else have anything they want to question or comment or anything? And you know, Robin, I'm so sorry. I am sorry. I know Mandy feels bad about it too, that it didn't record. I think she thought it was recording and it wasn't, or something like that. I feel bad I couldn't be there last night because I was super sick yesterday, both with my pain and nausea and throwing up. So that was fun because of the high level of pain. So that was not a good day for me. So obviously I wasn't able to be there for the Mandy's live class yesterday, but I know part of that didn't get recorded. And you were talking about you wanted to look at clusters. I can go ahead and go over some cluster stuff with you tonight too. Let me go ahead and go into this next thing that I wanted to show you guys. And then we can work a little bit on that stuff as well, sweetie, so that anybody who wants to see that, and this is getting recorded, so anybody who wants to see that, we can obviously show that as a reference as well. But I know Mandy obviously feels bad about that. It's just one of those things, one of those technical issue things that pops up from time to time. I forgot to put my bow on here, guys. Do you think the bow, I do think it looks cute without it, but I kind of feel like, does it need the little bow, the little sparkly bow? There at the bottom, what do we think? Yes, no, maybe? Yvette's gonna tell me.
I like the bow there. Looks really cute.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go ahead and put the bow. I do think I need more glue though. Rye, can I have some more glue gun glue? Yeah. Thank you, my love. Te quiero mucho. Okay. There we go.
It's not in the house, right? Oh, here it is.
I don't think so.
I got it.
Okay, there we go. Ooh, can I also have a snack? I want a snack. Anybody else want a snack?
I'm only going to the kitchen once.
Ryan's just making one trip, guys. So if you want a snack, now's the time to say something.
I need a snack.
What's that?
I'll go in my kitchen and get one right now.
Was that Yvette? Yvette wants a snack. Very important. Are you having Doritos?
Yeah.
I would like Doritos as well. Thank you so much. Also, did you get more stuff for the sour cream dip?
No, I'll get some.
Could you please? Yeah, I want some sour cream dip, some like carrots and dip. ASAP. Okay. So that's my divider. For anyone who wants to see, for the Mouseketeer divider, finished. Finally, everything glued down. That's one side, and then there's the other side. And ooh, this is a great example of this. Look at that. Because I made it a pocket. I could literally stick all of this stuff in here. I don't know if it's all going to be in there permanently, but how cute is that? It's just a cute little, to stuff all of that stuff. I love it. I absolutely adore it. I love that one too. Maybe I'll just like stick that in the front of the pocket. Look how cute that is. This little image with the Mouse Club Mouseketeers. I love it. Okay. Maybe I'll do that later. All right. In the meantime, I've got these guys that I'm going to just sort of line up here on the side. Move this ephemera out of the way up here. Okay. And here on the side of my paper, outside my desk, I've got these guys. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some fun mixed media art journaling with you guys, / also scrapbooking. And if you guys are like, oh my God, what do we do? Because if there's anybody here who's, you know, I know Angela said like she's not an artist. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna tell you why. A, we're just having fun. B, I am an artist. Not to my own horn, but I am an artist. I'm a professional artist. I do this for a living. And I'm gonna walk you through stuff, and I'm gonna teach you just some simple things that we're gonna work on tonight so that you can use it for tonight, and maybe also learn some things that you might be able to incorporate into things later as well. So don't worry about it, but we are just having fun. That's going to be the major thing, is just to focus on having fun. I like James's work. Hold on, guys. Sorry. If I do moan or anything during the course of the live, I apologize. Please just, you know, don't worry about it. Just ignore it. It's going to happen because I have credits. It's just the nature of things. I know you guys do care. So if you do want to put in the chat, like, oh, you know, sorry about that or whatever, but don't be like, oh my God, what's happening to her? Don't be surprised or anything like that, because it's going to happen. A, and B, if I scream though, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I don't know how to mute myself. I think Ryan said that there's not really a way to, the way that we have the sound set up. I think it's a whole technical thing that he needs to, because it's not the normal way I would just mute myself. There's not an option because we have these 2 cameras set up here. So if I do scream, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Ryan will probably come in here though, and he'll mute it because I think it might take a minute, but just as a warning. But I will try my hardest not to, but it might happen just in advance notice for you guys. Ryan, are you there, baby? Ryan, can you hear me? Hello? Caw. Nope, he can't hear it. Okay. That's okay. I was just going to ask him for some cardstock, but look at this. This was my background placemat, but that's all right. We'll go ahead and use it because Ryan can't hear me right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to cut this down so I have a smaller piece. I'm going to cut it down to, I'm going to use this side because I already got schmutz on that side. I don't know what I got on there. I'm going to cut it to, ooh, I'm just going to sort of eyeball it. So don't kill me, guys. All of you out there that are like, I need measurements. It's going to be a little bit smaller than 6x8 is what I'm going to do. Because I want to be able to then back it with some cute pattern paper when I stick it in my album. I'm trying to make it straight. I should just use the paper trimmer, but it's not here, guys. I do not have it here. It's in the other room. So I'm just using my scissors and doing it the old-fashioned way. I'm so bad at cutting a straight line, though. I really am. Okay. Throw that out of the way right now. And now we have a not so perfect little background 12x12 white piece, but that's okay. It was just there to serve as sort of a placemat piece anyways. So this is what we're going to be doing. White piece of cardstock or any paper that you want to use. If you're like, I would really prefer to use watercolor paper, or I have some other white paper I want to use, or lined paper, or I don't know, whatever floats your boat, guys. But I'm using this nice white cardstock, and it's a pretty thick white cardstock as well, okay? And what I'm going to do to start, and we'll make this real simple, and that's one of the reasons why I chose this artist. Oh, is somebody going? I'm so sorry. I'm missing it. Somebody's leaving, I think. Oh, is Robin leaving?
Yes.
Good night, sweetie. Have a good night, honey. And I'm sorry you're leaving before I could do the clusters, but I'll try and work on that later, or I might even do a pre-recorded video, or maybe Mandy will, but we'll figure out a way for anybody who missed that to get an update on the clusters, okay? I think she's gone. All right, night, Robin. Okay, everybody is still here. What we're gonna do is just like a very simple sort of art journaling mixed media thing. And it's one of the reasons why I picked this artist to be the one that I worked on with you guys, you know, as inspiration for my Pinterest board. Because I don't know if you're looking at his art, but wow, it's simple. I mean, it's simple but beautiful, obviously. It's definitely very childlike, you know, which I really like. And I like these just big, bold use of colors, just a really simple color palette, color scheme for all of these as well, right? And look at the way he drew like Mickey and Minnie and stuff. It's just really, really, really simple. And I'm sorry, guys, for my hands. I do have crips, which makes some discoloration and skin issues on my hands as far as like dryness and stuff like that. So I'm sorry about that if they look terrible and you're like, ooh, geez, close up of Andrea's hands. All right, here we go. Putting them back nicely on the side for reference. Oh, maybe I'll put this one up here because it kind of gets covered by my camera. I'll put them both right there. Okay. And then here's my little white sheet of cardstock. Again, I do not know. Oh, okay, here we go. Here's the ruler. Show you guys how exactly how much I cut that down to. That would be about 6.5 tall, a tiny bit longer than 6.5 tall, and about 5 inches wide. Okay. That's what I cut it down to. So that then when I put it on my 6x8 sheet, there's a nice border of pattern paper. And again, I didn't trim this perfectly, but whatever, it's fine. We're gonna start with a pencil. Does everybody have their pencil at the ready? Yes, if it's like, I got mine. If you don't wanna start with a pencil, you can start with a pen. I'm gonna start with a pencil only because I know I will freak people out if I start with a pen. If you're not an artist and you're not used to starting with a pen, I know I'm gonna have ladies who are like, oh my God, because you can't erase. I always start with a pen. When I take any art journaling classes, when I do any art journaling or anything artistic on my own that is, you know, physical, old school, analog, and not digital, I always, because, you know, I do a lot of work now on Procreate, just, you know, on my computer. I always start with a pen though. And that's how I started the business too, before I got like a nice iPad and I started doing everything on Procreate. I always did everything by pen. I drew everything just by pen. I started with pen and I never used a pencil. But I know some of you guys will freak out if I do that. So we'll start with a pencil. Unless you want to use a pen, then you can go ahead and do that. Okay. So I love this. I love the colors in this. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. And I'll show you how to do that later because we'll do some painting as well. But we want to start with the drawing. Okay. And then we'll go into that. So I love the colors in this and how simple it is. And it's got the castle in the background and just Mickey and Minnie in the foreground. But I also love these guys. You know, one of these is obviously Peter Pan, them on the Peter Pan ship going over London. And then this one's obviously them on the teacups. Now, if you guys want to help me out and just throw out an idea, not that you have to, but if there's anything anybody wants to see, now would be a good time to throw out an idea of what you want Mickey and Minnie to be doing. So I'm going to draw Mickey and Minnie and Pluto too, I think. Mickey, Minnie, and Pluto, they're going to be doing something. Is there something specific you would like to see them do? No promises that I'll do what you say, but I'd love to hear your ideas. If anybody has fun ideas of things you'd like to see them do. You know, you're seeing here, there's one of them and just like standing in front of the castle with the castle in the background, holding a balloon. Here's them on the Peter Pan ship. Here's them on the teacups. Is somebody like, oh my God, I'd love for you to draw Mickey and Minnie on, I don't know, some other specific ride, or doing something else that you think would be cool. Anybody? Bueller. Yvette has an idea. I know she does. She's dying to say something.
Yeah. Well, first I was thinking it'd be cute of them walking in the park, having like Disney treats.
That
And
would
then
be
I also
cute.
thought about them on Dumbo. 'cause-
Going on Dumbo.
Going
All
on
right.
Dumbo.
Riding Dumbo. Sloan likes that idea as well. Anybody else? Just want to see what ideas we have here before I pick something. Anybody? Angela, are you there? Do you have any ideas of anything you'd like to see, sweetie? I don't know where she is. Maybe she's not here. Maybe she got up to get something to eat, a snack. Holly, I'm picking on you. No? Nobody else has anything else they want to throw up? All right.
Maybe at the park entrance, enjoying one of the treats, like either a Mickey ice cream or the beignets, something like that.
Okay, that's similar to what Yvette had said too. So it sounds like the two ideas that we have is them riding on the Dumbo ride or then like in the park enjoying a treat. Ooh, well, since we just did our, we had our OG week, right? And we just did our ice creams the other night. Yeah, sure. I do like the idea of them snacking on something. So maybe I'll do that. Sure. Why not?
It's Ryan's fault with all the snack talk back there.
Well, thank you, Gemma. Yes, it's a great idea. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll do some snacking at the parks. Let's see. What's a cute place at the park we can do that's a fairly simple setting, because as you noticed in the art, everything is pretty simple and straightforward and very simple colors and shapes. So I'm trying to think in the park, is there some place that is particularly very, I don't know, sort of simple looking? And my mind is just going blank, utterly blank.
Is the castle considered simple?
I'm gonna go with a no.
I
It's
like
gonna
that
be a
one
no.
with the castle. So what about like maybe in front of like Small World, and then it's just like the silhouette of Small World?
Ooh, that's interesting. You know,
Yeah, I like the
there's that
small world
wall.
idea too. The clock
There's
wall
that-
or the clock.
Yeah, there's that wall by Small World that the background wall is like a bunch of different squares or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my phone and look up a reference picture, because I'm thinking there's that Small World wall. I'm going to look Small World wall, Disneyland. Go and see, yes, the wall. It's like a blue and white wall with a bunch of different cool, very simple shapes. That's a great idea. Let's do that, and they'll be just like snacking on some stuff in front of it. Okay. All right. So to start with, since this is our finished piece, if you will, I'm going to use this background paper as sort of scrap to just go over with you some simple ideas. Okay. So we're going to start with some simple ideas of how to draw Mickey and Minnie in this guy's style. I wish I wasn't calling him this guy. WG. I can't remember the name of the artist in real life. Okay. So to start with, for Mickey and Minnie, circles, right? Real sketchy. Can you guys see that? Oh, I feel like we need to bring it in. I'm worried about messing up. Ooh. Is that better? Hold on, let me switch the view. Is that a little better, guys, so you can see? Okay, so real sketchy, little oval, right? Real sketchy again. Another little oval, sort of not parallel, sort of perpendicular to it, sort of at an angle. Little down and off to the left, right? Then another little circle, right? And I'm gonna actually leave the circle open on this side. You can close it though, because this is just like a real sketchy one, but I'm gonna leave it open right here, a little bit on the side, because that's where the nose is gonna go, right? And the nose is this interesting potato shape. This sort of strange looking potato shape is how the nose goes, right? And then at the end of the little potato nose, another little ovally bit that's about that big, right? Then eyes. Ooh, there's one eye. And then there's the other eye. Close together, sort of looking up, right? That's what I'm just, every single one of these basically looks at that has got Mickey and Minnie sort of looking like that. Looking up, it's that side view, it's the simple circles and the little like potato nose and stuff. Real easy, okay? And then their mouth. Okay, so their mouths are open, and what they've got is that they've got this little sort of a dimply thing where the end of their mouth is on their cheek. And then from that, I'm going to draw a sort of a curved line down here. And then a little bit of a curved line a little bit higher that's going to go into the potato nose. And then this, I'm going to then connect there. Hopefully you guys saw that and it all made sense. Just lift it up so you can see, right? So that's how we do the mouth. And then I think, oh gosh, it's so small, but I think he's got some tongues in there. So the tongues are going to be like so, almost like the top of a heart, you know? So like doop, doop in the mouth, like you would see, like you would do the top of a heart kind of a thing. But you just want that top part, right? And then it's going to go because it's in the mouth. All right. And then what else? We've got, see, there's the white part and then the black part of Mickey and Minnie. So we're going to do a curve like this to a point. And the point is going to be, actually the point wants to be a little bit more up here. Sorry. The point is going to be just above where this like little dimple end of the mouth is. And then you're going to make another curve. Right? Going to be another big curve. And then it's going to also come to a point between the eyes and then another, start into another curve. And that's going to go to the top of the head. And so all of this, the ears and all of this area is going to be black, right? But that's the face. We just finished the face. Is anybody following along with me? Are you all just working on something else going, sure, Andrea. I'm going to look. Oh, Yvette. Yvette, can you unmute yourself, sweetie? Really quick.
Yes. Hi. So there I am. Or Mickey.
Yay. So there's Yvette. Go ahead. Keep talking, sweetie, so we can see it again.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I did do a little erasing. I cheated, I guess.
You cheated how?
Oh, because I erased something.
Oh, no. That's not cheating. That is absolutely not cheating. That is just working like normal. Normal working. Every artist erases from time to time.
So,
thank you, Yvette. And then
working.
Sloan, did you work on something too, sweetie? Do you want to share?
Yeah, here. Sorry, I'm here.
You got to turn your video on, sweetie. Oh, there we go.
Okay, my funky little faces here, but they're wonky. But I did it.
I love it.
Okay.
I don't have my camera on, but I'm following along too.
Yay. Okay, wonderful. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Okay, going back to what I was doing. All right, and I'm going to switch again back to speaker view, and you guys should have me on your screen right now since I'm talking, and everyone else is quietly working, mutedly working on their stuff. Okay, so we got the face. Then we're just going to go into the body. And again, I'll pick this artist to do this with you guys. It's so easy. The body, look at that. Look at Minnie's body is literally like a t-shirt. She's got like a big old t-shirt on. Right? You guys can draw a t-shirt. Sort of an oversized, it's her dress actually, but it kind of looks like an oversized t-shirt to me. Pajama shirt, like the ones I wear at bed. Big old t-shirt. Then she's got these cute little stick legs coming out at the bottom. I think his are just straight up and down. I sort of tapered mine a little bit because I'm used to doing that, but I'll change it to straight up and down because that's his style. That's his version. And then again, the arms too, just very stick-like arms, right? Straight up and down, no taper to them. And she's short. Her dress is kind of long and she's short, okay? And then, hands. She's just got this sort of oval here, little oval here. Those are the start of her gloves. And she's got four fingers, and they're super simple hands. 1, 2, 3, and like a little thummy one. And they're oversized because, as you know, Mickey and Minnie have some interesting oversized glove hands. And are the thumbs? He's got some interesting fingers. I think this one's supposed to be a little bit shorter because I think there's sort of like 2 thumbs on each side, which is weird, but okay. Okay. And then at the bottom for the feet, again, just a couple little oval-y things at the bottom. And then big old oval potato looking things for the shoes. And that is like literally what he's got going on here for Minnie. Okay, she's super simple. And then like he added, some polka dots.
Does she have a bow or a flower on her head?
She does. Thank you, Angela, for pointing that. I think that was Angela. Might have been Gemma. I'm not sure.
Yvette.
Who was it?
Yvette.
It was Yvette. The point. I'm sorry, Yvette. God, you guys' voices. I swear, Gemma, Yvette, and Angela, you guys have sort of similar voices. Okay. She does. She has a teeny weeny little bow. Now, here's where I might change it. Artistic prerogative. I'm going to put a big old bow on her because I prefer the big mini bow. And so I'm just going to put it on there and erase the inside lines, where it overlaps the ears. So that I got this big old nice bow on her head. Woohoo! Just gonna add a few more polka dots too. Okay, so that's Minnie, right? And then for Mickey, you want to do the same thing. It's a little bit, it might feel a little bit more awkward if you want to do this sort of thing where Mickey and Minnie are looking at each other, because it's going to be flipped. And I'm telling you right now, even as a seasoned artist, there's something about when you do something in one orientation, the very first orientation that you do, whether it's facing right or left, when you try to flip it and then do the other orientation of the same person or similar person looking person, for whatever reason, your mind does this thing where it feels a lot harder, even though it shouldn't. And so this can be tricky. So if you guys are like, ooh, I don't know if I want to do that, you can't always make them standing the same orientation. It might make it a little bit easier on you. If you want to do both Mickey and Minnie, you could literally not. You could be like, I'm just going to do Minnie. I'm happy with this. I won't do Mickey too. Or you could go ahead and do Mickey, but have him also facing that direction, so it's a little bit easier. But if you want to flip him, which I'm going to do right now, it's going to be the same idea, but it's just going to feel weird because we're going the other way. So I'm going to start with the head, which I know I started with the ears last time. Sorry about that. If that's like, you guys are like, why are you starting with that? Start with the head. I'm trying to make it about the same size as Minnie's head. And I'm leaving the opening that I did on the circle over on this side now, because I want him facing towards Minnie. And then I'm going to do the ears. Again, these like ovally, sketchily ear things over here. And over here, I think I made Minnie's ears a little bit bigger, so I should probably make Mickey's a little bigger too. Okay. And then we got the potato nose. Potato nose. Okay. And then the little oval at the top piece for the nose, tip of the nose part, tip of the nose to you. Got the little dimple again. And then from it, we want to bring up into that nose, one line, and then one open one down here. For the big open mouth, we've got the tongue, top of the heart sort of thing going on there. I'm worried I made his head a little bit smaller. Okay, there we go. And we want to put his eyes. And he's also going to be sort of looking up at, I don't know, whatever Minnie's looking up at. We'll decide later. But yeah, even for me, this feels awkward now doing it in the other orientation. And I'm used to having to do this stuff, you know, with, as an artist, you gotta be able to flip things, but it does feel weird. I don't know why. I think just our minds are suddenly like, oh wait, no, that's backwards. Okay. So that's him. Again, gonna make his ears tiny bit. I made them a little bit too small, I think. And on his eyes. And then he's got, his body doesn't really have a neck. Neither of them really have a neck. But he doesn't have a top on. You know, he's not wearing a dress or anything like Minnie. So we go straight into his arm over here on this side. And then this other arm, I'm going to have him holding something. In the little reference photo or picture, image, he's holding a balloon. So his hand's up quite high. In this one, that we're doing, which I'm doing as practice to show you guys, I'm going to have his arm a little lower, right? Because I want to put him holding a snack in it. And I don't think he needs to be holding it above his head. So his arm's going to be a little bit lower. So the orientation is going to be a little bit different of his arm than in the reference picture. Okay. Then I'm going to make his body real straight. It just goes up and down and he is skinny. Okay. Sort of like a box shape for his chest, right? Rectangular, 2 lines. Then a line across. That's where his shorts just are going to be shortses. And then his shorts, which just look like really freaking simple shorts, you know? And he's sort of leaning forward, so his shorts kind of do this thing where they're sort of at an angle, right? In the reference, at least. And then his little sticky legs too. Little stick legs. And again, little oval, big, potato feet. For his shoes. For his hands, that like weird thumb, bigger finger, other thumb. And then it's a little different for the other hand because we got him holding something. In this one, it's a balloon. In ours, we're going to have him holding some sort of ice cream or something. I think ice cream. So, but the idea is still the same. If his hand needs to be closed around it. So I'm going to do his thumb first up here. You guys see that? I did the thumb up here. Let me hold it up. Like he's giving a thumbs up. And then it's basically a bunch of ovals. 1, 2, 3, a little bit smaller oval. And they're all sort of touching each other. And this last one's connected to that oval that is like the beginning of his glove. Okay. And then in it, it's going to have the ice cream cone. So I'm just going to make this weird canonical shape for a triangle. It's sort of like he's holding a triangle for the cone of the ice cream. And then at the top, I want to be careful because I don't want him smushing it into Minnie's face. It's kind of close to her nose there. I'm going to put the ice cream, right? Like he's like, here, have a taste or smell of my ice cream. Do you want some? And she's like, sure, Mick. You don't need to stick it that far up into my face though. And then the little buttons for his shorts, which I'm going to lift the waistband up a little bit because I did it a little far down. But that's it. Real simple. I think I made him like a tiny bit taller than her, but I don't mind that. I think it's kind of cute, actually. It reminds me of me and Ryan because he's a little bit taller than me. Okay. All right. I'm going to ask you guys really quick if there's any questions before I move on. Angela's leaving it to the professionals. Angela, I'm gonna make you draw one of these days, girl. I'm gonna make it happen. It's so easy, right? For those of you who are following along, hopefully I did a good job of making it simple for you guys to follow along, right? These are shapes. You're putting shapes together at the end of the day. Yes. I want to see that.
Oh, okay. Let's see. So here they are. I gave them 2 scoops.
Yay!
So there you go. Loving it. Oh, okay. Let's see if I can put it closer.
They look so cute.
Thank you, Gemma. Yeah.
All right. Anyone else want to share? Gemma or Sloan or anyone else who's following along?
Here's mine.
Yay!
I don't know if you can see it.
Okay, this is the time where I'm glad.
Talk a little, Sloan.
Okay, here's mine. It's just a little wonky. I put a little Mickey ears on their ice cream cone.
I love it. I love the addition of the Mickey ears. And then Gemma, want to show?
Well, I'm kind of like you, like at this point, turning my camera on. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but I could just probably post a picture later and be very ashamed of my drawing because Yvette and Sloan look really cute.
No problem. No problem whatsoever. Okay. So that's that. So that was my practice one for me and to show you guys and to teach you. If that is what you guys want to use as your practice, you can, or if you want that to be your finished one, you can. You can always just, if you have it down already at the right size, that you can use it for that, or you can cut it out. I could cut this out and stick this in my album. But what I'm going to do now is move on to my, oh, I didn't do Pluto. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. I'm going to hold my horses. And I'm going to do Pluto because I was going to add him too. Okay. So
And I
here's
just
my
have a-
little reference. Here's my little reference for Pluto, right? And he's in here having a grand old time riding on the teacups with Mickey. But I can definitely use that as a reference of how the Pluto should look in this style for this artist. And by the end of the night, guys, I will tell you what the artist's actual name is, hopefully. All right, so I'm going to start on Pluto. He's going to be standing here next, or sitting here next to Mickey. And this will be my practice one. So I'm going to do a little curve. You guys can see that. Look, just did a little curve there for the beginning of his head. Right? And it's about at the height of Mickey's hand. Okay? Because we don't want to make him too big. He is supposed to look like a dog. Right? And he's going to be sitting down. So that's the first curve of his head. Then on top of that is like a little circle that is like this weird little bumpy thing at the top of his head. Okay? Then another curve that comes down here. And that's the top of his, that's the whole top of his head. Now we have this big old potato nose that's even more of a big old potato nose than the Mickey and Minnie's potato nose. I mean, it is huge. And it's, whereas Mickey and Minnie's potato nose is more slender, and maybe it even tapers a tiny bit at the end as it goes up into the little tip of their nose. This is like the opposite of that. This gets like more bulbous at the end, okay? That nose will come up here into a point for his open mouth. See the point for his open mouth? That's going to then connect to the end of his head right there. So you should have generally this sort of a shape on your page. And then his open mouth is so open, and he's got his tongue sticking out. So he's got this big old tongue, and the tongue is like this, like sort of a weird tear shaped thing, but connected to the inside of his mouth. See, he's got this big old tongue sticking out. And I think, does he have a little, yeah, there's a little line in the middle top part of the tongue to show like it's a tongue. Okay, so if you're doing it, if I'm doing it bigger up here, just to show you guys a little bit bigger, it should look like that, but you know, inside his mouth. Okay. Then we're going to do his eyes. He's also sort of looking at up at them and what they're doing, and probably that ice cream too, and thinking, oh, that ice cream. Yummy, yummy ice cream. And just big old oval eyes, just like theirs. Simple, simple, simple. And then at the tip of his big old giant schnoz potato nose, he's got an even sort of bigger, kind of elongated tip to his nose. See that? And then coming out from sort of the side underneath this like big bump that he has at the top of his head is where I'm going to put his first ear. And it's this kind of interesting shape here. I'll do it down here for you guys too. Bigger so you can see. It's just like a weird long shape for the ear, almost like maybe like a snake or something. I don't know what you would call that. That's what it should look like. That first ear. The second ear is coming from the other side of his head, so you don't see where it starts, the point at which it starts. but I'm going to put it like right here. And it's also going to be this weird ear thing coming out there. Okay. Like his ears are sort of flying back. Maybe in the reference picture, it's because they're on the teacups and his ears are flopping around. I could have put his ears dangling down in this one because he is just sitting down. But I kind of like the idea of them flopping like that in the air. Maybe it's windy. Maybe he ran. I'm imagining that he just ran, like just made a beeline from wherever he was to come see, ooh, there's ice cream. Mickey and Minnie are having ice cream. Okay. Then I'm going to put this line here because this is like the other side of his mouth, but it doesn't really, it goes like straight into his collar. I'll show you how I did. Can you see how there's just like a line straight down and then his collar? That's how the artist on here just ended the mouth. There's not really an end to the mouth, it looks like. And then the rest of his body, we'll do these two lines for his shoulders. A big old sort of curvy thing here for one leg or knee. Another one on the other side for the other leg or knee. And then I can't really see the front of his body in the reference picture, so I'm going to make it up. But before I do that, after you do this part and you have his shoulders and his two knees sticking out, coming from what would be his buttular area, from behind where the knee is, you're going to have a big old, not a big old, but a swervy little long line. That's going to be where his tail would be coming from, right? And then in the front, to finish this off, I'm going to have to make something up because I don't see, it's not in this reference photo. That's okay. I'm an artist. I'll figure it out. Yes, Ryan? Hold on, Ryan has a question.
Did you want more minutes?
Oh, is it time to take my medicine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would, please. Thank you. Okay, so all I did is I finished the knees on the inside, and that same line that is the finish of the knees on the inside is going to go down into the front paws, which are just going to look like these two sort of bumpy things in the front. Do you guys see that? Two little bumpy pieces in the front. Great. Then the line is going to stop here because then I'm going to make this sort of teardrop shape to be the front of his, the very front of his body where his like stomach would be. See that teardrop shape that I made, upside down teardrop? And then over here where we put his back legs and his knees, we're going to do the back paws. So that would be him seated down in the seated position. And because he's a puppy, I'm just going to give him a couple lines for where the paws would go. And can you guys sort of see? I just put like a couple little lines there for, because those are his claws. And I'm sorry, I'm shaking the the thing. Just a second, Ray. I see you. That's it. That's, I think there's a couple of lines. Let me see. Yeah, there's a couple of, are those lines? No, it's a drip. There's a drip. I'll do a couple of them though, because it's funny. There's a drip in the reference photo, but I did a couple of them because I think it's really funny coming from the tongue, right? Some slobber. But that's it. That's Pluto. He's a little bit lower than the rest of them. Maybe they're slightly higher up. I'm sorry, where I started him, I didn't realize he would end up a little bit lower, but that's okay. This is my practice one anyways. To show Mickey, Minnie, and Pluto, they're all standing here. They're looking at the ice cream. They're excited about it. Okay. All right, rising me in my medicine. Does anybody have any questions or anything? Or do they want to show their Pluto?
I'll go ahead and show mine in a minute, but I did want to ask you, are you gonna ink yours after then? Since you said this is your practice?
This is my practice. So
Usually-
after I'm done with the practice and showing you guys, teaching you how to do that, the different characters, I'm gonna take this blank sheet of paper, which was my original piece that I cut out, and I'm gonna do them on here with a cute little background. That'll be my finished piece. And they'll be a little smaller, I think, probably a little bit smaller than I have them here with the background and everything. And what I'll probably do is, because I'd like to paint it, what I'll probably do is I will go ahead and do it in pencil first, I think. And then I will paint, or I might just start with paint if you guys don't mind, since I did actually show you already how to do them. I might just start from paint. I hate doing background sketches in pencil if I can avoid it. So I might just start from paint, and then I'll outline the paint probably with a black pen. Okay. So I'll see. I'll either do a pencil sketch on here too, and then paint on that, and then do the black outline, or I'll just start with paint. Directly with paint, and then I'll do the black outline. So, because I don't need to show you guys how to sketch it again, right? You guys get the concept of those cute little characters?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm just taking a quick break to have a snack because I'm starving.
Here is my Pluto, and I don't know. Well, it looks okay right here. I thought when I'm looking at it, his head looks really big, but I kind of like it like that anyway, and his body is smaller. But there he is, and I'll probably cut him out to line him up with the other guys later.
He's adorable.
Thank you.
I like my Pluto better than my Mickey and Minnie.
Do you want to show?
Let me see if I can get my camera on. Hold on.
If you can't, it's okay. You can always show us later too. All right. No pressure, no pressure. And Angela, what are you doing, sweetie? I want to see what you're doing. Can you take off your mute, sweetie? Angela?
Yeah. Hi. I am just organizing my sequins. I had a bunch that I needed to put away and refill. And so I'm multitasking, just stuff that needed to be done. So might as well, if I'm not doing anything right this second, I just want to do that.
Love it.
That's it. That's it.
Awesome. Very cool. Okay. Oh,
cute.
and Gemma.
See,
Talk,
my
Gemma.
my Mickey looks like he went through that Willy Wonka stretcher where they put my TV through, but yeah, I definitely like him better.
Oh my God, I love your Pluto. I think your Mickey and Minnie look adorable too. Everybody did such a good job. Okay. Go ahead and mute yourself, guys, if you're done sharing. I'm sorry if you guys hear me chewing, but I'm so hungry. So I got a snack from time to time. Okay. From time to time. Okay. Now that I've done that and shown you guys, and I like what Yvette said. She was just gonna, since she likes her sketches and everything, she's just gonna go ahead and use them as her final pieces, and she's just gonna come out and then like stick them onto a cute background, which I think is a great idea too. Okay. For those of you though that want to just use those as your samples, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the finished piece. And what you'll want to do, guys, is probably start from pencil. But I might go ahead. Ooh, I'm trying to decide. Should I just go straight in with paint? It's a little bit scary. It's always, even for me, it's a little nerve-wracking. Should I go ahead and start in with paint? but I
would love
might.
to see your process. Yeah, I would love to see your process when you start with paint.
Okay, let's do that. Rye, I just need a little bit more cardstock or something I can use to put the paint on, babe. Okay, so I've got some white paint here that I'm trying to shake up. Hey, sweetie, can I have another Kleenex, please? And can I have some paper that I can use for the paint? A couple sheets of paper that I can use for the paint, please. Guys, ignore me if you're looking on gallery, because I am trying to just blow my nose really quick. Okay. All right. Shaking the paint. I think I'm going to use just some white, just acrylic paint. And I'm going to mix it probably because I don't think I have skin toned. Oh wait, no, I don't need skin tone. It's freaking Mickey and Minnie. They're black and white. Okay, all I need is white.
Can I see your phone?
I'm sorry, what, babe?
Can I see your phone?
My phone, sure, yeah. Okay, so I got the white paint for their white part of their face, which I know the background of the paper is white, but I'm gonna want the white paint too, because I don't want to just leave, it's not like watercolor where I want to leave open spaces for the white. We're using acrylic, we're doing the whole thing acrylic, so I'm gonna need the white paint. The other thing I need is black, and I do have black, yes. I have black, I have white. Shake them up. All right. For Pluto, what am I going to do for Pluto? Because I don't think I have, I think the other day Ryan said I don't have yellow. That's probably gonna have to be some sort of combination of gold and honey brown, like sort of like what we did, the combo that we did for the cone, the ice cream cone the other day when we painted that. Okay, that'll be for Pluto. I'll do a cute collar for Pluto, probably in like maybe this color, or I could do a lighter color. I'm not sure yet. And then Minnie's gonna be, what color should Minnie be? Probably, oh, here she's just got a white dress on. Look at that, very simple, just black and white. I think though that I'll probably do some sort of pink because I gotta, because it's me. So I'll do some pink for her cute little dress and her bow. And then for Mickey, for his shorts, I'll do this razzleberry, sort of raspberry reddish color. And then for the background, this will probably be Pluto's color, actually. So it's a little darker than the background, right? I don't know, I'll decide. But the background's probably going to be this, or a combination of this and this, or this and this, something like that, for that blue and white background that we're doing. That's very like Small World inspired. And that's it. We don't want too many colors. This is going to sort of be my color palette. And it's really just like pink and aqua, a little bit of red and black and white. And that's it, because we want to keep the colors super simple, because this artist kept all of his colors super simple. So like on this one, how many colors are there? There's black and white, and then red, pink, and green. You know, that's nothing. That's 5. For this one, we've got black and white and aqua and purple. So that's 4. And then the yellow color, that's 5. Red is 6. And is that it? I feel like that's it. This one, purple, pink, black, white, yellow, aqua, that's also 6. So anywhere between like 4 and 6 colors, it looks like, or 5 and 6 colors. Yeah, around 5, 6 colors every time is what it looks like. And that's including the black and white. So it's not a lot. It's a very, very small color palette. Okay. And I want to stick to that sort of a feeling. All right. So I'm going to pull up again my reference photo just so I can see how I want how the background needs to look for this small world sort of background. So I think I'm going to do probably where this like giant X is. It looks like everybody takes a picture on my phone, at least, in front of this giant X in Small World. I feel like I usually do too when I do take a picture over there at Disneyland. And I think I'm going to just use, I might do a combo, but I really like this color. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to decide, do I want to start with the background? I could do it either way, but I'll start with the background. Sure. Why not? It's acrylic, so we can always layer up. So I'm going to pour some, try not to pour a lot because I poured way too much the other day. Ooh, and I got, okay, just do like that. And maybe mix it because it's quite light. I want it a little bit darker. This artist uses, the colors are a little bit brighter. There we go. Nice. All right, and oh, I don't have my paintbrushes. Rye, I need my paintbrushes, sweetie, and a little cup of water. Okay, I'm just going to check on the chat really quick while he's grabbing the paintbrushes. Oh, nobody's really doing nothing in the chat. Everybody's busy working on stuff, it sounds like. Seems like. Like everybody's working. All right, nice. So I'm just going to wait on my paintbrushes. I might talk to you for a bit about random stuff while I do that. Okay. Oh, Christian said at 9:40 that the Zoom is now invalid. Could you help Christian get onto? Could you chat with her really quick? Just message her, please. Here, I'm handing you my phone.
Oh, okay.
Could you help her in case she wants to get on?
Yeah.
Still? Because that was from like an hour ago. I think maybe Mandy said that.
Yeah, I got a new one.
Yeah, she had to do another link or something. So, okay. All right, here we go. Background, and I've got my, okay. So to start off with, I'm gonna take this really giant freaking paintbrush to go in and do my background. I'm gonna mix the colors on here. I'm gonna mix it good. I don't need to worry about a marble effect or anything like we did the other night with the ice cream cone. And I'm not being stingy here. I'm just going over the whole background with just a nice solid coloring. Oops, there's like a big old clump of paint. Let me remove that. Just a nice solid covering of my background area. Sure. So I forget who it was, if it was Angela or Yvette or one of you guys was saying like you'd like to see me start with the paint, which is great. And I'm happy to do that. So I'm going to do that. I do want to say that when I am working on my stuff for you guys, like I said, I tend to work on Procreate. So this will be the sort of analog, old school physical version of the kind of thing that I do on Procreate. And I'll show you guys that some other night too, if you guys want to see. I did do a Insta Live in April showing people sort of how I work on Procreate to work on like the collection that I was making for you guys for this event. I was showing myself just working on some of those pieces and how I do them on Procreate. But yeah, this is sort of the old school physical media version of what I would do on there, which is I wouldn't necessarily start with this from like a sketch. I know a lot of artists, even on Procreate, they like to start from more of a sketch. Oops, I went all the way to the edge there and I didn't actually mean to. That's okay. I'm just making sort of a general, sort of a rounded rectangle here for the background. And I didn't mean to go to the edge, but I sort of did in that one spot, so that's okay. Might go over to it on this spot too. I'll figure out how to even that out, because I was going to leave just sort of a little bit of a white border around the whole thing. But things change sometimes as you're going along. Okay, but I've got this sort of general block of paint for my background. Okay. Oh, and it's blowing away. Oops. Okay. Let me move things up a little bit because I'm sort of at the bottom of the screen. I can see here. There we go. What was I saying? Okay, so normally though, I don't do analog anymore. I do, or physical. I do virtual. I start on Procreate, but this is very similar to how I work, where it's layers in Procreate. So I might not start necessarily with the background layer. I might start with the people first, but then you can add on a layer underneath it. I can just move the layer underneath to be the background layer. Okay. But so this would be a background layer of like solid aqua, right? And that's going to be sort of the simple background look like this, but we're going to do small world. And so in order to do small world, just going to check my reference photo again. We've got these, you guys can't really see on my phone, but they've got like the giant X, and then next to it is like a block with like at the top with diamond, and then another block with a couple of rectangles, and then one with big old circles. So that's the general background that we're going to do here for these characters. They're going to be standing in front of this small world wall. And I want white for this part. I might do, in fact, though, I might do a mix of white. I know in real life it's white, it's just blue and white, but I might do a little mix of white and really light pink. It's my prerogative and I like pink. Because I wanna just a little bit, tiny bit of pink in there. So it's not a perfect white. I gotta pour a little bit more. There we go. Okay. And I'm just mixing that here on this. I really need to get like a nice painter's palette. I'm so bad. I always just use like paper plates and pieces of paper, or, whatever's handy. I feel like I've used pieces of like cardboard or chipboard and stuff before too. I was just laying around as like a little palette area to put my paints, but I really should just freaking get a nice painter's palette. Okay. There we go. And ooh, do I need a small? I might need a smaller brush than that actually for this, because we're going to do these interesting X, this like X shape, and then the circle and the diamonds and stuff for this background piece. Okay, dry that a little bit, dip it in the paint. I just dried it off with my fingers because I'm messy. And the X is like this double X. I'm looking at the reference photo. It's like an X like this. And like this. And like that here. end here. Big old X shape. And then it's got another little one. Well, not, it's like got like a, what do I want to call this? Like the top of a triangle on the inside to make sort of a smaller X layered inside. And you guys can see I'm not being super careful about this right now. I just want to get the general look of it down. And then I can go in and be more careful about it. And also when I do my outlining and stuff too, that'll make things even more sort of clean and nice. But I'll tidy it up a little bit right now. But I wanted to at least get the general idea down first, the general idea, the general shape. So does anybody, I'd love to know, does anybody have any cool Disney plans coming up anytime in the near future? And I don't mean just to the parks, but like you guys are planning on doing a fun run to the Disney store next week or something, or you're planning a family night where you guys are going to watch, you know, I don't know, Peter Pan together or something. Any fun Disney plans that you guys have going on, I'd love to hear about it. And you can go ahead and unmute yourselves if you want to do that and let me know. Anyone? Anybody? There's like nothing but turned off cameras right now. And I'm like, there's a part of me that is very insecure. That's like,
don't be. I was snacking earlier, so I turned off my camera. This is Yvette.
Hi, Yvette.
Hi. You're not alone. We're
okay.
I am actually going to be going to the park on the 17th. So I'm excited and nervous to see how it is. And I've been wanting to have a Disney movie night, but that hasn't happened yet. Haven't had any time.
Any time to do that. Yeah. Do you have Disney Plus?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Nice.
So.
I also have Disney Plus, and I love me some Disney Plus.
Yes, I feel there's so many shows I have not seen that are on there, like the new stuff. But I was enjoying early, maybe the end of last year, watching all the old movies and stuff that they did. I can't even think of the names right now. But was Pollyanna one of them?
Oh yeah.
But like around that time, watching those movies.
Yeah, I loved that too. And I watched like Swiss Family Robinson and I forget what else, Parent Trap, I think. And yeah, a bunch of different cool vintage movies that they had posted up there that I think are still there. It's just that at the time they had been like advertising, I think, really big for like, hey, check out all these like cool nostalgic movies we have here on Disney Plus. Yeah, that was really fun. And Bed Knobs and Broomsticks too. I watched that too. I love that movie.
Yeah, there was a couple of them I've never even heard of. I don't remember seeing them on TV. And I was like, oh, okay. But they had that one actress that I think was from The Parent Trap.
Haley Mills.
She was in a couple of different ones. I'm like, okay, let me watch those first. See.
Yeah, I love her. She was a big Disney star back then. And so, yeah, she did a bunch of live action movies for them. at that time, for sure. There's a movie too, and I don't think it's on there, but I have it in my collection of movies. It's called Summer Magic. It's one of my favorite Haley Mills movies from that time, from like I think it's the early 60s or something. And so cute. I love that movie.
I think that sounds familiar. If I did see it on there.
Oh, is it on there? I feel like it wasn't at the time that I looked for it like a while back, but maybe they've added it by now. Really cute movie. Summer Magic. I also just have it on DVD or whatever, so I can always just watch it that way too. Okay. Sorry, trying to make this X nice and neat. Don't want to be too fussy though, because it is supposed to be sort of cute and simple. Okay. Giant X. X marks the spot. Oh, I don't know why I put that in my water though, because I got to keep going with the same brush. It's okay. Just wipe it off here. I got to keep going with the same brush, because then next to the X, what was it at the bottom? There was a circle. There's a circle at the bottom. You guys see what I'm doing too? Sorry. Circle at the bottom. Voila. That's a pretty good circle. And then there was some rectangles, I think. A couple of rectangles. This won't be exactly the same as the one at Small World, because I think the rectangles, I don't think they're both white. I think one is white and one is like blue or something. So it sort of blends in the background, but I'm just going to make mine both this like pinky. It's not really white. It's like a really, really light pink color that I mixed here to be the white parts of the wall, because I wanted pink instead, because that's me. I enjoy pink. Talking about Summer Magic, as I was just a minute ago, that movie, if anybody's seen it, it's so stinking cute with Haley Mills. And there's a song in it actually called The Pink of Perfection. And it's a song where they're actually mocking this one girl who is very sort of like spoiled and kind of stuck up and vain. She's, God, I can't think of the name of the actress, but she was in a lot of movies around that time too, in like the 60s and stuff, 50s and 60s. And when she was young, and she was in one of the Gidget movies. So there were several Gidget movies. I don't know if you guys have seen those, but those, I also highly recommend those. Those aren't Disney, but they might as well be. They're very, very family appropriate, I would say, and just like really cutesy movies. And so the other actress in Summer Magic, she's got red hair, and she played Gidget in, I think, Gidget Goes Hawaiian. But in Summer Magic, she plays this girl that's like kind of stuck up and snobby and vain, and so they're making fun of her. Haley Mills' character and her brother, I believe, are singing this song called The Pink of Perfection, because the girl likes to wear pink a lot, and she thinks of herself as perfect. So they make up this song called The Pink of Perfection, where they're making fun of her. And it's kind of sad, because I think at the end she like walks in on them singing it and making fun of her. It kind of reminds me of in Grease, that scene where they're all making fun of Sandy. And then Sandy walks in, and it's like, you know, kind of really sad that she's being teased like that for being the way that she is. I think the girl in Summer Magic sort of has it coming more than Sandy, because Sandy's not, you know, being sort of rude and stuck up and stuff. She's just being herself, which is a lot more nerdy and sort of goody than the other girls are, you know, but she's not trying to be like rude or mean or stuck up or any of those things. But the girl in Summer Magic is kind of being kind of a brat. So you do feel bad for her when she walks in on them making fun of her, but at the same time, you don't, because you kind of feel like, well, girl, you had it a little bit coming, didn't you? You weren't being particularly nice to everyone. And you were being a real brat. So that's kind of, you can't be surprised when that sort of thing happens. However, then you really feel bad later when you, the audience, and also the characters learn that she's going through a really hard time. The girl, the little redheaded girl that they're making fun of, I forget exactly what it is. I think it has to do with the fact that like her parents, they're very stuck up, I think, and always busy with like their own stuff. And so I think at some point they sort of just like abandon her, you know, like the family members, the siblings, there's like 2 boys, I think, and a girl. It's like Haley Mills and her older brother and her younger brother. They all think this girl, this redheaded girl, who's their cousin, is staying with them for the summer, you know, and it's not a big deal. They don't know the story behind it. And then the mother explains to them, oh, well, the reason she's staying with us, and for probably longer than the summer, just the summer, actually, this is not really a vacation for her, it's because her parents didn't want her around. Her parents sort of just abandoned her or whatever. And she has nowhere to go. It's really sad, actually. And yeah, so it's not even just a visit. I think they find out like she's going to be living with them because she doesn't have anywhere else to go or anyone to turn to. But I don't think they're dead. I don't think that it's that the parent, I'm trying to remember, are the parents dead and nobody else could take care of her or whatever? I don't think that's it. I think they just flat out just abandoned her to go and do their own thing. You know, to like run off to Paris and stuff. They're very irresponsible, her parents, and they just don't care about anyone but themselves. They're rich and they're very, I believe so, and they're just very irresponsible and they don't care about anybody but themselves. So this poor little girl really doesn't have parents, and then you realize, oh, okay, that really makes sense as to why she's acting the way she is. She's acting out, and she's extremely insecure, actually. And so when she's being kind of snobby and bratty to the other kids, it's really things that she feels she's sort of being a bully to them, I think, and a mean girl, because she feels that way inside, like she's not pretty and she's not wanted and she's worthless and stuff because her parents abandoned her. So it's really sad. And then after that, of course, Haley Mills, because she is a really sweet girl, she always plays, you know, the sweet main protagonist in the movie. She feels so bad that they were teasing her cousin, and she apologizes. And after that, they become really close, like really close friends for the rest of the movie. And it's really cute seeing them then just both being really a lot nicer to each other and treating each other more like sisters and stuff is really cute. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm shaking the camera. So if you guys want to watch that, I highly recommend. All right, so I did my background, just simple, and I left some extra room at the bottom because I want to do a floor area that they're standing on, which I'm not sure what color I want to paint it yet, so I might just do like a general line there so I know, like, okay, this is where the floor starts. I'm trying to see the floor on the pictures are probably, if they are showing, yeah, it's just like it's a stone. It's just a stone floor. I guess we could do like a stone. Oh, we don't want to use too many colors though, too, is the other thing, because the person This guy does not use very many colors. So I'd have to use one of the colors that's already in my color palette, which maybe I'll just use this. And I'll just put a line for now to sort of delineate. This is where the floor starts. And all that stonework and stuff. And then maybe we'll try and put in some stonework later or something. Okay, get my, no, I don't want that brush. Do I want that brush? Yeah, I want this one. Okay, a little bit of this. Just to make a general floor area for them to be standing on. You know what? I am just going to fill it in. And then later I'll do some line work so it kind of looks like stone that they're standing on. And if you're like, that acrylic looks kind of light, it's because my paintbrush was in water, so it is sort of watering down the acrylic a little bit. But that's not a problem. I don't mind. In fact, I like the way that that's looking, so I'm not going to worry about it. But if I want it to be, you know, heavier and thicker, I would just want to dry off my paintbrush first a little bit more. Just trying to make this neat. What's nice in Procreate when I'm working in there, of course, is that if I make a mistake, it's not neat enough, it's not straight enough, whatever, I can always just delete it. I can always just like clear that layer or press the back button and go back. Can't do that when you're working with actual mediums, you know, physical, old school analog mediums, right? You gotta, when you're working with paint, pen, that kind of stuff, there's no way to just like delete it, get rid of it. If it's pencil, of course, you can always just erase. All right, there we go. There's the floor. There's the big old X. There's the rectangles, the circle, the diamonds. Nothing is perfect. It's very like whatever, childlike. We do want that look to it, of course, but also we're going to be adding in some lines. So if we look at the reference photos, right? He added in lines. He painted it, and then he added in the lines, the black outlines. So, and some of the paint is even on the like outside the line, which I love that look. And I do that. If you look at the collection, I do that here and there in a lot of my collections, where the outline doesn't line up exactly with where the color stops, because it gives it an interesting effect. I'm trying to see if I can find something. Oh, here we go. The princesses. Ooh, I can't seem to grab it. There we go. The princess paper in the collection. If you look at their faces, right? I did this black outline, but where I painted it to, you know, the outline doesn't match up exactly. If you look at it, you'll be able to see it in front of you better than you are on the camera right now. But like the skin color of Snow White, like it's going outside of the outline, sort of like I painted outside the line or something. And obviously, or if it's not obvious, now you know, I did that purposely. And it's just for an interesting look. I think it's a fun look, and I feel like it's a popular thing, especially recently, for artists to do. But I love that look. It does create like a sort of a whimsical look. And it was a popular thing to do back during mid-century time too, to have like the outline not exactly match up, to have an outline, but to not have it match up exactly with where you colored. So it sort of looks like you colored outside the lines or something. That was something that they would do back then a lot. And I think that look is sort of coming in a lot again in art. And I definitely like it because it does have sort of a mid-century mod vibe to it, that kind of look. Okay, background. Now we got to put our characters in it, right? Here's our characters. I could cut them out and put them in. I think they'd be too big for this little background that I did. So I'm just going to paint them in. I'm gonna stay away from the pen and the pencil, and I'm gonna paint them in using shapes. And so this is very similar again to what I would do on Procreate as well. I'm gonna start with white. Open my white bottle, pour out some white paint. There we go. I'm going to take my paintbrush. Which paintbrush do I want to use? Use this paintbrush. Just gonna wipe off the water. I don't want it to be too wet. So I don't want it to dilute the white. If it does a little bit, it's not a big problem, but I don't want it to a lot. Okay. White paint. This is what I would do on Procreate, and this is what I do a lot when I'm painting as well. This is what I usually do, especially recently. I just find it easier to do this rather than trying to go in and do a sketch or something. Is I would go in and I'd start with a layer, which is what you do in Procreate. You work with layers. And your first layer could be a sketch. A lot of artists, they still like, even when they're doing digital, to start with a sketch and then do other layers on top and have that background sketch as a reference and you know, and to build off of. But I'm weird. And what I like to do, so I'm not wasting time and energy, etc., is usually I'll just start with the layer of color as opposed to a sketch. Not always, but I would say 95% of the time, I'm just starting in with that bottom layer of color. And in this situation, it's going to be our mouse space. And it's kind of hard to see because it's on top of the pink right now. But I'm just making the basic shape of Minnie's face. I want to make it a little bit bigger, her head, than I did. Here we go. Okay. All right. There's that. Trying to see if I made her head big enough. Yeah, it seems good. All right. That's Minnie's face. I'm not going to do her ears because those are going to be black. And I don't think I want to do any other part of her body right now. I will want to do her gloves later in white, but I want to at least start with her face in white. And then I'll go ahead and do Mickey's too. Why not? Right now, he's about this far away. And then he's got his potato nose, his big circular head, and his open mouth. Just want to flip the shape that I did on the other side. It's just the opposite of what I did on the other side. And again, it might be kind of hard to see. Sorry, guys. As soon as I'm done, I'll move it up so you guys can see better, a little closer up. Okay, but they're facing each other. That is the basic outline of that, of their faces. And then Pluto's gonna be yellow. I'm wondering though if I should, because the yellow's kind of, I wonder how the yellow will lay on this. Like I'm wondering, do I need to put white down for him first? I don't think I do. I think it'll be okay. Hopefully it will. They definitely need white down first for their faces because there's a whole chunk of their face that's white. Okay. That's that. I still have a ton of white on my page on my side little palette thing that I didn't even use yet. And I'll need it when I do their hands and stuff, but I'll also need it when this dries a little, and I'll probably have to go over it just to make sure it's like thick enough and none of the white is like, because right now it's not all that thick and you can see through in a couple spots to the what's behind them, the blue and the pink. But see, that's just their heads floating in space, floating heads. All right, black. Black is what I'm going to do next. Just dry off this brush. What time is it? Also 11:34. Probably go for at least another half hour. At least. Definitely would like to finish this if I can before I go. Okay. Ears. Big old circle. Right here. Right here. Right over here. Right from the lamp. Mickey Mouse. You guys don't know that reference, I'm sorry. All right.
A genie.
Yeah, it's Jeannie. Thank you. And then other big old ear. Over here too. Smaller, slightly smaller ear. I think I made it a tiny bit too much smaller. Might turn my page a little bit so I can get this circle a little bit nicer. Yeah, there we go. Ears. And then top of his head. It's going to be like, I want to leave room for his weird cap thing where his eyes go and stuff. Do you know what I'm talking about? I might have to come in with a thinner brush or something in a second to do that so that I'm not messing it up. Because this brush is actually not that thin that I'm using right now. Here, I wonder if I just go like that and that. Yeah, maybe I can get it to go to a little finer tip here. Here we go. My brother was here, he'd probably yell at me, why aren't you just using a brush with a finer tip? He's also an artist, and he is an animator, and he used to work for Disney. Now he usually just does, he does still work from them from time to time, but now he usually does freelance, I believe. Yeah. I believe, yeah, that's what he does. He used to just work at Disney. Then for a time he was just working at Cartoon Network, but now I think he does stuff for just anybody who wants to get him for a period of time. It's too high up. There we go. To work and do stuff for them freelance. And he's an amazing artist. So he does like stuff for Disney, stuff for Cartoon Network, stuff for, actually, before I go on with the eyes, I'm still worried about this white showing through. So I got to put a little bit more white on before I do the eyes. So yeah, Disney, Cartoon Network, Titmouse. I know recently he did some stuff for Titmouse, which is another animation studio. They're a smaller, newer animation studio. I mean, smaller than Disney doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot because Disney's freaking huge. Oops, got some black on there. I'm so impatient. I do not like waiting. No, I do not. Not one bit. Although I should. Oh, Andrea, wait. Be patient. I gotta wait for it to dry a little bit to make that cheek a little bit fatter because I made it too skinny. I'll leave this brush out so I can do that. And then I'll go ahead and do the eyes now, though. Now that I added a little bit more white there. Should be able to do the eyes. Yeah. But yeah, it's cool to see the work that he does. These are not perfect eyes because, again, this brush has not got a super great tip on it. And I don't think any of the brushes that Ryan brought me over are super thin tipped. So, but that's okay. I'll just go, I'm going to go in with pen later anyway. So I'll just have some general circles there for the eyes and a general circle here for the nose. And went a little bit out of the lines, but that's okay. Again, I can touch that up later too. So that's that. And then his body, I'll go ahead and do his body right now too, since I have the black out. Long arm. If anybody wants to unmute themselves and just like chat with me, I'm feeling a little lonely. I know you're there, but it's kind of quiet in here.
Hello.
Hi, Yvette.
Hi.
Hi.
Am. Oh,
Hi, Sloan.
All right.
How are you guys doing? Are you guys also still following along, or are you working on something else?
I'm working on a Mickey and Minnie, but I'm doing a watercolor, like a castle background.
Oh,
I love it.
Oh,
How
good.
cute.
So that's what I'm doing.
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
doing
and you're
the
so fast.
same Mickey and Minnie thing. I am fast. Everybody tells me that.
Yes, super fast. Lightning speed. I am slow.
Well, slow is probably good too. I'm impatient also.
I understand that 110%.
Yeah, I'm very impatient.
Okay, I'm doing the legs now. Even though I haven't done the shorts yet, I'm just going to do the legs here because those are also black. My skinny little legs. You know, before we were talking about Disney plans, then we started talking about Disney movies and summer magic and stuff. But when we were talking about plans, I wanted to tell you guys, I'm going to the parks next month. I'm going in June to the parks. Ryan and I are going to go for a few days as like sort of a special vacation staycation thing, June 15th, 16th, and 17th. So if anybody's here and they want to join up with us, you can let me know. And Yvette, if you're in Southern California, let me know if you ever want to set up a trip either to the parks or somewhere else to get together and do something fun, I'd love to do that with you.
Oh, great. Good. Love that.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Anybody
So
who
you
wants
guys,
to do something fun with me.
you guys are going to be staying sort of in that area over there for the 3 days. And then
Yes.
just,
That is exactly what we're
Yeah.
doing. We thought about staying on property, but it's just so expensive.
It is.
right? Yeah.
So I looked at it and I was like, nope. Because I want to spend, I am saving money for this trip, but I want to spend that money on like really cute stuff.
Right? Because we haven't been there in forever. What's all the new stuff?
I know. I told
cute?
Ryan, get ready because I'm going on a shopping spree, man, when we get into the park. And he was like, all right. He was like, I get it. I understand. And yeah, we're gonna just stay near there instead of staying on property, so we can save some money that way and then use our money for important things like yummy food and awesome souvenirs.
And I don't know if you saw,
What?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
sorry, I don't know if you know this, Andrea, but they have this Cinderella popcorn bucket special 70th anniversary.
I saw it.
It's so pretty.
I know. I
know you want one.
I'm worried by the time I go, they're not going to have it. I guess we'll see. But yeah, I definitely want one too.
Yeah. Are you saying are you going to Magic Kingdom?
No. Disneyland.
Disneyland. Okay.
Yeah,
because
I live
at Candy Cane when we go to Disneyland. I like Candy Cane.
Yeah, that's cute. That place is cute.
Yeah, it's cute and it's kind of old school and
yeah, I love the retro looking places for sure. Yeah, for sure. That's why I love the Disneyland Hotel too, because it's got that cute retro look to it.
It does.
And that's also why I love Disneyland proper. I know a lot of people, their favorite place is the Disney World Park and the Magic Kingdom over there and everything. And I love them both. I enjoy that too. We go there from time to time, or we used to pre-COVID. Hopefully we'll get to go again sometime now that COVID's, things are getting better and people are getting vaccinated as they should. But yeah, my favorite though is always going to be Disneyland. Always.
Me too.
I love vintage things. I love that time period as far as style, not so much other things that happened during the 40s, 50s, 60s, but as far as like style, fashion, art, movies, TV shows, everything like that during that time period. That's my favorite. That is my favorite time period, is like the 40s, 50s, 60s. And since obviously, this isn't even opened yet. Since obviously Disneyland, opened in the 50s in 1955, July of 1955. It's got that look to it, man. It's got that look that I just love, and it makes me happy. I freaking love the look of the castle. I know people are like, oh, it's small, because it's smaller compared to the other castles. I'm pretty sure every other castle at every other park is like way bigger than the original Disneyland castle, but I don't care. There's something about that castle that makes me so happy that the other castles, or I should say castle, because I've never been to Disneyland Paris and I've never been to Tokyo Disney, but I have been to Disney World and Cinderella's castle. And even though it's very pretty, I do not get the same feels and have the same emotion as when I see the Disneyland Sleeping Beauty castle, because it does not have that same mid-century modern vibe.
Okay.
It does not have that classic look and feel to it. So it just doesn't feel as special to me, even though it's bigger,
I haven't been to Disney World.
You got to check it out.
I've only been to Disneyland a million times, but not to Disney World.
Yeah, you do have to check it out. I do highly recommend going at some point to Disney World. I do enjoy the Magic Kingdom, of course, and I enjoy so the last time we went and I've only gone a few times in my life. In my whole life, I've only gone a few times to Disney World. But the last time we went was just in 2019, at the end of 2019, before all the pandemic craziness. We luckily had decided to go to Disney World. It was a present for our anniversary. It was our 10th anniversary gift to each other. We had talked about it and decided we wanted to do a fun vacation. So our anniversary is in October. So we sort of decided in October, I think that's when we decided. Anyways, it was our present for October, like getting the tickets and the planning the trip and stuff. But we went in November, at the end of November, we went. I think actually we may have gotten at least the tickets and the plane flight actually earlier though, like in the summer or something. I think we did because we talked about it earlier and I think we set it up more ahead of time. It's like hard thinking back now. It feels like forever,
Yes.
like a million years ago. But anyways, we went and we had a good old time. There were some ups and downs, I'm not gonna lie. There's always some ups and downs when I'm traveling because of my crips and everything. So that's not a huge surprise.
Yeah.
But the stuff that was really special and magical really was special and magical, and I loved it. And like I said, the Cinderella castle, it over there, the big castle, it does not give me the same feels looking at it when I go into the park and stuff. I don't feel as emotional and like it's as special as the Disneyland castle. However, what's different about the castle over there than over here, there's a few interesting differences between the two castles. And one of them is that the castle over there, there's a restaurant inside.
Oh, how cool.
Called Cinderella's something.
I don't remember. And I'm so sad I missed it. Next trip. I went for the first time in February of last year before everything
went nuts.
Hit the fan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we went to Cinderella's castle to have dinner in the restaurant there, and that was really special. That did make me emotional, actually, going and having dinner there, because not only were we able to go and have dinner there, but and you get to meet all the you meet Cinderella and you take a pretty photo with her downstairs, and then you go upstairs into the restaurant area in the castle and you meet all these other princesses too, and you know, they come around to your table and they talk to you and you take pictures with them and stuff. So that was special, but the spot we were at was so special because they put us at like the best seat in the house.
Oh,
we were
awesome.
sitting right by the window that overlooked the entire like back of, you know, where Fantasyland is. Behind the castle, all of Fantasyland. I mean, it was the nicest seat. It was the nicest table there. And if you're wondering, oh, how did you get reservations for, you know, because it's hard to get reservations there, and how did you get such a nice table and stuff? Well, I'll tell you, Disney messed up. And they did something they shouldn't have done that made me cry. And so in order to make up for it, the person that I talked to at, like, you know, guest services or whatever was really nice, the guy, and he was like, what can I do to make your trip special? I'm so sorry we messed things up for you guys. And I said, I don't know, because I was so upset. And he was like, well, do you have any fun reservations or stuff for tomorrow night? You know, you said you're going into Magic Kingdom tomorrow night. I was like, yeah, we'll be in the park in Magic Kingdom tomorrow. And we were going to go to dinner while we were there, just, you know, just get something. We hadn't made reservations or anything. And he was like, okay, well, if you tell me there's a specific place you'd like, somewhere special you'd like to eat at, like, I'll get you those reservations. And I was like, wow, anything? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, could we go to Club 33? He was like, anything except for that. And I was like, okay, I get it. I just thought I'd throw it out there just since you were asking me, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, the other thing I'd really like to do is to eat at Cinderella's castle. And he was like, okay, that's hard too, because it's last minute. He was like, but I am going to tell them that you guys are very special guests, and I will make sure that they squeeze you in. Just tell me what time. And so I gave him a time, and he called me back. He was like, you have reservations for tomorrow at the castle. Everything is on us, of course. And, you know, it's a 3-course meal and everything. And, you know, he's like, you'll have your dinner and your appetizer and dessert and all of that and drinks, and it's all on us. And, you know, please enjoy your evening there. And I was like, okay, great. So that was really special. That was something we didn't expect to do because we had not planned on that. And it is expensive and everything. And so it was really nice that Disney did that for us, which they should have, because they really messed up. And if you're wondering what they did that made me cry, we asked, there's an option for you to say, like, we don't need maid service, and you sort of clean up after yourselves. Right. And you even get like money back if you do that, because they don't charge you the maid service. So you get some money back for doing that. That's not why we did it. We did it because I'm disabled, and we didn't want maids walking in at any point accidentally, you know, while I'm in the bathroom or something. This literally, we thought this out and thought, oh, we got to do that so that doesn't happen, you know? Because every once in a while, you know, Ryan leaves the room while I'm getting ready to go, like, get us, you know, drinks or food, snacks, or, you know, to go get gas in the car or whatever. Because while I'm getting ready, he doesn't want to just be, you know, sitting in the room. It takes him 5 seconds to get ready, whereas it takes me, like, you know, a couple hours or whatever. So we already knew that we were going to do that so they wouldn't just, like, come in the room. And also because we thought we can just clean up after ourselves and stuff, you know, like, and it would be nice to get a little bit of money back, just, you know, extra money for souvenirs. So we told them this, and we planned it, and we, you know, when we planned our trip and everything, they totally forgot. And the maid came, and of course she came at the worst time. Ryan had just left to go get us, like, groceries, because we had a kitchen. We were staying at the cabins in Fort Wilderness. And the maid came, and I was in the shower, and she knocked, and I thought it was Ryan coming back, but then I thought Ryan wouldn't knock, he would just use his key. So I was like, who's there, you know, yelling from the bathroom. And it was a maid. And I told her multiple times, I'm in the shower, don't come in. She kept yelling at me, and she ignored me, and she came in anyways. And she even started, I could hear her walking towards the bathroom. I've got the door open to the bathroom. I'm in the shower, naked, obviously. I'm very vulnerable because I'm disabled. You know, I have to wait till Ryan comes back from getting groceries to help me, like, even get out of the shower. I can't, like, rush out and get a towel and stuff. Because, you know, I have mobility issues. I have to be in a wheelchair and stuff like that. I need help to get out of the shower. And Ryan was in there, and I was so scared. And it was very disturbing to have somebody in there who kept walking closer and closer to the bathroom. I could hear her yelling at me, and I kept saying, get out, I'm in the shower. No, go away, not right now. And she kept just being like, what? Oh, do you want towels? Do you want that? Like, just ignoring me completely, even though she knew what I was saying. She was speaking half in English and half in Spanish. But, you know, I speak Spanish a little bit too, and mostly I speak Spanglish. But I knew what she was saying, and I knew she could understand me too, because of the way she was responding in both English and Spanish. And it's like she just completely, she didn't care, and she was ignoring me because she wanted to do her rounds, I guess, and you know.
Yeah.
I was so upset. I mean, I screamed bloody murder at her. I had to like cuss at this woman to get her to freaking leave the room. She finally left. And I was shaking and crying. Ryan came, of course, like 2 minutes later, Ryan arrived. It was just bad timing back from getting groceries. Because he knew he only had so much time too before he had to come back and help me out of the shower.
Right.
And he came back and I was crying. I told him what happened. He was super pissed off because that should never happen for any reason. But on top of that, we had specifically turned off the maid service. So it shouldn't have happened for that reason as well. I mean, there were so many fuck ups, along the line. And so many times where I told the lady not to come in first, and then she came in, and then to leave, and all these things. I mean, I had to yell at her for a long time before she finally left the room. And it should never have happened. I was crying, and that was our first night there. We had just gotten there like earlier in the afternoon, evening time. And we were just staying in for that night. We weren't going anywhere because my legs were hurting and stuff. We were just going to try and go to the parks the next day. So, we had to call guest services and tell them what happened. My husband was yelling at them like, what the heck? And so that's what they did. That's what they did to sort of make things up to us, as well as the guy said that, I'm going to talk to that lady. I said, I don't want to get anyone fired or anything, but that can't happen. Like, that's unacceptable, not just for me, but for anybody.
Right.
When you have disabled, and we were in a disabled
room
cabin too, with a ramp and everything. They knew I was disabled. I was stuff. I was like, even for just somebody who's not disabled, that shouldn't happen, but I was like, especially when you have somebody with a disability, they can't, I don't know who this person is coming into my room. I can't protect myself. I can't stop them. I can't easily get out of the shower and wrap a towel or put clothes on. This is not okay. So yeah, that was a not so fun part of the trip.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but whatever. The silver lining is at least that we got that special dinner at Cinderella's Castle, as they should have. I'm glad Disney offered to do that, because they should. They should, if they make a mistake,
because what a
big
bad
mistake like
start
that,
to
they got to
your
fix
trip.
it. Huh?
I said, what a bad start to your trip. And
I know, right? It was not a fun beginning of my trip. Starting out with like tears and being so scared. I was really scared.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no fun. But the actual dinner at Cinderella's Castle was really special and magical. And I think that's why too, the guy must have told him like, hey, we really messed up. You guys better make this special for this couple.
Yeah.
Because we were treated like really nice at dinner. They kept, just every single princess came to us and spent a long time with us and took pictures and stuff with us. And they put us at like the nicest table there with the most beautiful view. And, everything was on the house and stuff. I mean, it was nice. I know the guy really felt bad that had happened, and rightly so. So I'm glad that they were trying to fix it for us, try and make it up.
That's awesome that they did. I took my daughter to Disneyland one time, and they were asking me, is it something special? We stayed in the Disneyland hotel, and I was taking my daughter because she was having a really hard time mentally and emotionally because she was so sick. And I was telling them, I just said, I'm just taking her. It's a surprise trip because she's just really having a hard time. And they put us in, they upgraded us to a big suite. We had this huge suite at the top of the Disneyland hotel. It was really amazing. And they didn't charge me any extra for it.
Wow.
It was really cool. And I didn't even, wasn't even thinking that. I was just thinking, I just told her why I was going, but it was really sweet.
That is really sweet. I love it when Disney, when people, the cast members go out of their way to try and do things for you. If you tell them, what's going on, or if something goes wrong, or even if something's not going wrong, but yeah, you tell them like you're, you know, something like that, you're having a hard time or whatever, or it's a certain special occasion, and they go out of their way to do something special for you. I always appreciate that the cast members do things like that.
It was very cool.
Okay, there's sort of a general ice cream cone shape on there with the Mickey and the ice cream. Okay, and then I don't know if I'll be able to finish this, guys, tonight in front of you at least, because I think I'm going to go in a little bit so that I want to curl my hair and take a few pictures, and I want to have a nice dinner with my hubby. I know it's midnight and you're like, that's a late dinner, but we have dinner super late in this house.
Well,
we tend to be night owls, so.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to show you how I finish off Mickey, at least right now, since I can't go ahead and do Minnie and Pluto right now at this moment. So here's Mickey. He's been painted, his general shapes of his body and such, right? What I'm going to do is now take my Uniball pen. I'm going to go in and just clean up. I'm going to clean up his eyes and make them more perfect round eyes. Like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and do his mouth. I'm going to do an outline like this. And his dimple thing at the end of his smile right there. And then this part of his mouth shall go up into that open piece. And then I'm going to fix his nose too, because his nose got a little out of whack here. There we go. And I'm noticing I made his nose a little too big. That's okay. I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to do that thing where the line is in more than where the painted part is. So it kind of looks like I did that thing where I colored outside the lines that we were talking about. Because I do think that looks cute. Then I'm going to clean up the edges of his like black parts of his face. Probably give him a little bit more of a rounder cheek right here. Yep. And his tongue, I want to outline that as well. That's that like little heart, top of the heart piece there. I'm going to fix the edges here of where his stomach meets his shorts. And also the edges here where the arms meet the gloves. So I'm just doing like some cleanup, basically. Then I'm going to outline his shorts. There we go. And again, I'm not worried about the paint exactly lining up because like I said, I like it when it looks a little wonky. And then the two buttons on his shorts. Gonna clean up his legs, little leg stems a little bit. Make them little bit straighter. Same with the arms actually over here. A little bit straighter here and there. There we go. Then I want to do his gloves. Actually, I'm gonna wait on the gloves and do the feet first. I'm gonna do the shoes. Top parts of the shoes are these just like ovally pieces. And this big potato shoe thing. Sort of made this line thick, but that's okay. And then, oh, the gloves. Ovally part of this glove and outlining the fingers. It's a little bumpy because the paint's a little bumpy. That's okay. Because it's a thick acrylic paint.
Yeah, it's super
So
cute.
it's got some texture to it, but I don't mind that. I like the look of it. There's the ovally part at the top of his hand, and then his hand goes like this. Oh, and his thumb. I must have painted over his thumb. Oops.
Nope.
Let's see. Oh, need to add a little bit of white paint there, I guess. Must have painted a little bit of the ice cream cone over his thumb. Okay, there we go. Thumb. All right, let that dry a little bit. And then I'll start at the top of the ice cream cone. And then these little like drippy pieces and sides of the cone. Yeah. And then this will be the outside of his thumb. Oh, better be careful. I think I'm smudged. Oh, I am. I smudged a little bit of the Uniball pen. Okay, that happens. I just need to go in and clean where I smudged it a little bit on my painting. So I'll do that, and then I'll show you Mickey, how Mickey's doing. See how Mickey's going. I might have to wait for that to dry a little bit more.
The Uniball pen you're using, is that a gel pen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oops.
Sorry guys, just made a few little marks on my page. I'm trying to cover with some paint really quick before I show you. And then, oh, I need some more pink paint. Ooh. Go pink and white for the X part that I accidentally got some black on. Oops. With the Uniball pen, smudging the Uniball pen. Wasn't careful enough there with my side of my hand.
I always drag my hand across. I write funny.
I know.
I have to be very careful.
I know, me too. I do that too all the time. And then you're like, oh, oops.
Oops, yeah.
Smudges and stuff on your page. I really should wait for this to dry a little bit more, but I just really want to show you at least Mickey before I go. Okay, I think that's good enough. All right. Do I need to add anything else to really quick before I show you? I don't think so. I think he's pretty good. Okay, so I did have to touch up the side of his face a little bit because I smeared a little black Uniball pen on there, so I'll probably have to even touch that up a tiny bit more. But there's Mickey.
He's so cute. I love you.
It really is a
Thinking
difference once
cute.
you outline it.
Yeah, isn't he so cute? I really I like the way that he came out, and yeah,
I
with
do
the outline and
too.
everything, I think he looks really cute. I'll go ahead and outline the background too and do the stone floor, and also obviously we got to do Minnie and we still got to do Pluto. I'm like nervous I didn't leave enough room for Pluto. I'll figure it out. He might be a little bit smaller than he normally would be. He might be puppy Pluto. But I think I'm going to go ahead and stop, guys, so I can go ahead and rest and take some pictures and eat some stuff. I do want to ask, is there anything you have questions about before I go ahead and stop? And I can leave the Zoom running if you guys want to stay on here and keep cropping with each other.
I think I need to go to bed, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm done
it's
too.
getting
Yeah.
late.
So I'll go ahead and
Like-
turn it off then. It sounds like you guys want to just wrap things up.
I finished my little Minnie and Mickey castle thing I did.
Yay!
Very
So
good.
cute.
I got all my sequins organized, so I'm happy camper.
Yay.
Nice.
And it was good. I just felt like we were chatting with people, so it's cool.
Here's my little guys.
So cute.
Oh, it's cute.
Let me see. Talk again.
Oh, these are my
Yeah.
little guys. Coloring them. I actually
Oh,
used
so cute.
charcoal pencil to
Very cute.
Cute.
do the black.
I love them. I love them. All right. Gonna go.
Right.
Have a great night, everybody. Remember that you got those printables of the Mouseketeer thing. I don't want to I have paint on my hands, so I don't want to grab it. But remember that I showed you the grid that I did, the photo. Maybe I can grab the back of it really quick.
I think Mandy is gonna, yeah, she put it up, right? The printable.
Yeah.
Yes.
This guy.
Got the notice.
Oh, how cute.
Yeah.
Okay. That should
Okay.
be up there, the grid, as well as just that centerpiece there that has the little mouse club thing on it. Okay. As a separate piece, and also as part of that grid, if you want to do that with your photos, like what I did. And is there anything else? I don't know if there's, I'm trying to think. I gave you some ideas of different things you could do with your Pinterest board, with your, your magic dream board. I showed you the ephemera pieces. I showed you how we used it to get inspired to do some art. I talked about how it inspired me. I'm going to do like a little Annette Funicello Mouseketeer photo shoot kind of thing too, to look sort of like the pictures that she did that are on my Pinterest board. I showed you a little bit of what I did for my pop-up mouse club and my divider and some other wrap-up things from this week one, as far as my layouts in my journal. I think that's it that I wanted to go over. I'll have to, at another point for Robin, go over the clusters, or Mandy will go over the clusters again. And I should probably also do a video, just in case anybody's still having issues with their pop-up, going over how to do the pop-up. But yeah, I think that's it. I think this is a great wrap up for week one and all our OG character stuff. I'll show you pictures. I told you I'm going to curl my hair and I'm dressed up. I'll take some pictures tonight to do my like Minnie Mouse Disney bound that I wanted to do earlier in the week, but I just wasn't doing well enough to do it. Because you're supposed to dress up as your favorite OG character yesterday for Mandy's thing and take a picture of it if you did go ahead and do that. And then Wednesday of this week was Wear Your Disney Wednesdays, and it was dressed up as Mickey Mouse or in Mickey Mouse attire. I still need to do that too, but I'll show you that when I do that and how I put that into my journal. And then next week, obviously, we're doing classic tales. Sorry, guys. Next week we're doing classic Disney tales, so that'll be like animals. Oh, God, can't even finish the sentence. Angela, could you tell them what next week is really quick if you're still there? Or anybody who knows what the classic tales are.
The Bambi and Dumbo. And
Yeah, classic character, magic dream board. That's
Yeah,
tomorrow.
that's tomorrow.
that's tomorrow.
Yeah. So tomorrow, guys, go ahead and do your Pinterest board or your physical board, whatever you're doing for that. I'll show you mine. I'll try and get that up sometime tomorrow, so you guys can see mine. But yeah, that's classic. A lot of animal classic stuff like Bambi and Dumbo and Aristocats and stuff like that. And then also things like Peter Pan and Mary Poppins and stuff like that is what we're going to be working
Fox
on.
and the Hound.
Alice in
Fox and the Hound.
Wonderland.
Yes, exactly. I have a cute little Fox and the Hound printable to give you too. Okay, I gotta go because I'm in so much pain. Oh my God. And I was gonna wrap up anyway so that it works out.
Feel
Hugs to
better.
you
Good
all.
night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Can you turn it off?
Yeah.
Care.
Ryan's gonna come turn it off.
Okay.
Bye, everybody. I'm just gonna switch to
Bye.
gallery view. Bye. You guys are so cute. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.